Neutral Catholic High School would end up with Dan Marino's name in the Ring of Honor here at Dolphin Stadium and forever in the hearts of South Florida football fans. And today, under that South Florida sunshine, a young man ends his high school career with the Nease Panthers, the best in the nation, trying to win a state title in 4A. It's Timmy Tebow. Are you ready for a little fun in the sun on Sun Sports today here in Miami, Florida? But the beach isn't the big draw today in Miami. It's inside Dolphin Stadium, the 4A title game between the Nease Panthers and the Armwood Hawks. Greetings, everyone. James Bates, Brady Ackerman, Kim Anthony will join us down on the field today, and so glad that you could join us to watch the Armwood Hawks try to win 3 in a row in 4A. Now, the last 2 years, they've gone against crosstown rival Lake Gibson, only 25 miles away, and they faced a pretty good quarterback in Matt Grothe. But they've got their hands full today with a guy that really takes it to another level, Mr. Timmy Tebow.
Most highly recruited quarterback in all of the country. You've all heard about him. It's Timmy Tebow. He's the new millennium quarterback. Big guy, 6'3", with a good arm, can make all the throws, but also can do it on the ground. The thing I really like about him is his decision-making. 328 attempts on the season, only 3 interceptions. He has command of the entire offense, and Batesy, he will check protections, he will check the plays. He can do it all. Today, he's looking to deliver a state championship back to Nease.
The guy commanding Sean Callahan's offense for the Armwood Hawks is Justin Hickman. Sean Callahan's been coaching for 25 years now. He said this is the most competitive kid I've ever seen.
He may be on the undercard, but Justin Hickman may steal the show today. Also a very athletic quarterback, not as big as Tim Tebow, but the juniors run for 473 yards, thrown for over 1,000 yards, and look at the touchdown-interception ratio, 19-4. Hickman looks to steal the show and return a title to Armwood.
He's filling some pretty big shoes. Jamil Williams used to run the show. He's at Bethune-Cookman now. He drove that BMW. What kind of ride are they driving this week? It's Nease and Armwood on Sun Sports next. The FHSAA Football Championships on Sun Sports are brought to you by your Florida and South Florida Dodge dealers, sponsors of the Dodge Sunshine Cup All Sports Awards program. Dodge, you can take life as it comes, or you can grab life by the horns. By Beef O'Brady's Family Sports Pubs, in a league of its own. Sunshine, palm trees, and Dolphin Stadium, a Class 4A title on the line. How about this for a holiday present? Merry Christmas, happy holidays, everybody, from all of us here at Sun Sports. And we've got a good one today, but some keys to victory from Dodge before we get rolling, Brady.
Yeah, for the Nease Panthers, find a rhythm on offense early on, get Team Tebow into the game against a very good Sefner Armwood defense. Also on defense for Nease, key the fullback. Everything in that Hawk attack starts with the fullback. They slow him down. It gives them a better chance to win the football game. For Armwood and the 2-time defending state champs, control the football, run the clock, limit the amount of possessions Tim Tebow gets, and dominate with their front four. A big concern for Nease this week is being able to protect Tim Tebow against an outstanding front four for Sefner Armwood.
Well, football fans, the defending 4A state champions 2 years in a row are shooting for 3. And right off the bat, you're going to get your look at what many people call the best quarterback in the nation, as Nease will receive. Armwood won the toss and deferred. Rodney Sumter, the senior wide receiver, back deep to receive for Nease, flanked by Tebow's favorite receiver, Ryan Ellis. DeRochemont is kicking off, and here we go. Into the end zone. No return in high school football, the state of Florida. Anything in the end zone will start at the 20. And that's where we'll get our first peek at that man. Timmy Tebow playing in his last game in high school football. And it's been quite a run for him as you look at this year's stats. Only 3 interceptions, those 28 touchdown passes. And a lot of people will tell you, he looks like a senior in college with the poise that he has out there on the football field, let alone a senior in high school.
They'll run a lot of no-huddle, Batesy, with wide splits from the offensive line.
A lot of time for Tebow when, like you said in the open, he can use those wheels and get some yardage. Nice pickup on first down for Timmy Tebow. Well, slot guys, Austin Silvoy, Caleb Cooper, both seniors. Ryan Ellis is Tebow's favorite receiver. Rodney Sumter, a long jumper there. There's Dante Owens, 18 touchdowns this year. Up front blocking, Crowley, Wilson, Bo Howard is Coach Craig Howard's son. He's a senior. Jason March and Doug Polachak. 2nd and 4 now. A lot of time again for Tebow. He's going to tuck this one, get the first down, lowers his shoulder, and gets up to the 34-yard line. A gain of 8 right there. All this on an ankle that still isn't 100%. Torrey Davis, Jake Cross, who wears 2 state championship rings, the senior left tackle. Stephen Hicks, Sergio Joyner, and his 17 sacks this year. Walter Radney, good linebacker. Dougie Thompson also has 2 rings. And Donald Rivers, the Doc, is a senior. Joseph Carver, Peyton, and Collier will be busy today in that secondary for the Hawks. Fresh set of downs for the Panthers. Out to number 9, Austin Silvoy. Silvoy catches it, tucks it away, gets across the 45. That's good enough for a Nease Panther first down, a gain of 12.
Take a quick look at it now. The cover 2 out here. And Timmy Tebow, good protection early on. He's going to throw the quick out to the slot receiver. And you'll notice early on in this game, the spread offense for Nease will try to find matchups. Batesy, you highlighted those slot backs. Getting those guys on linebackers is an advantage for Nease offensively.
Silvoy part of that bunch set, down low right now for Tebow. This time a little bit of pressure, and here comes Jake Cross. Big sack by number 51, the senior. 6 sacks on the year, the 3-year starter. And 2 state titles under his belt, minus 5 yards. There's the big play for the guys in blue.
Take a look at it right here from your nose guard position. Look at him use the swim move there to get past the center and up the field, and nowhere to go for Timmy Tebow. First sack of the day for Armwood.
2nd and 15. Now the left-hander sets up and hits his favorite receiver. There's Ryan Ellis. More receptions than anyone in the state this year for number 81. Not a super fast guy, but he can run a good route and get open like you saw right there. There's a good pickup of 12 yards. But after that sack, you still got a 3rd and short.
You gotta love this kid, Ryan Ellis. Southern Miss in his house this week, and he's gonna play Division I for somebody. Isn't a speed burner, but plays a lot faster and has sure hands.
3rd down and 3, we'll call it. Quarterback draw, and Tebow's hit hard. He's not gonna get there. Good stuff. Jake Cross up there plugging it, the leading tackler in the 2003 state title game. 92 tackles on the year. And the big strong guy, a 1-yard gain, and he needed 3, so there's a 4th and 2. But Craig Howard, got to be careful on 4th down, any down with him, right, Brady?
Absolutely. It's 4 down and go for Nease anytime they cross the 50.
4th and 2. Tebow tries to draw him off sides. A very heady quarterback. Really knows this offense, and there are those big, strong legs of Tebow going behind the center, Bo Howard that time, right over the middle, a gain of 3, and they'll get that first down.
Well, I like that play call much better than out of the shotgun because it gives the big quarterback a chance, as you said, to follow the center, kicking down on the 1 technique, gets low, only need a couple yards. Timmy's a big, big quarterback. Got a chance to look at him on the field up close and in person, and big 6'3" thick kid with a thick lower body and a big arm.
And the big kid has a first down now, and he has some time again. The offensive line doing its job. Tebow running outside, being tackled by Dougie Thompson and Sergio Joyner. Offensive line doing its job, but so are the defensive backs. There's your man, Craig Howard. We really, really respect him as a coach and a motivator, and he teaches his assistants how to be great coaches too, is what Timmy Tebow said about Craig Howard. His 3rd season there at Nease, and he took over in 2003, and that was after 5 different head coaches in 8 years. That's got to be tough on a program. 9th play of the drive right here, and it's a draw. This one to Dante Owens. Dante Owens just tripped up, but not before he gets to the 30-yard line, and for a first down, that run will go. 9-yard gain there.
Got to come with a quick draw play. Look, Tebow's going to drop back and find Owens in the backfield, and he's able to get through there. Good blocking at the point of attack. And they'll run just enough to keep you honest, not only with the quarterback, but with Owens, the feature back, over 1,000 yards on the season. He's the beneficiary of that aggressive passing attack with draw plays and inside traps.
Here's Tebow. Out to number 18, that's Caleb Cooper, and Caleb Cooper's going to get him a first down. So Cooper, the senior, they like to spread it around a lot. We saw Dante Owens, who has a few catches too, and this time going to the other senior receiver.
Well, the one thing about Tim Tebow in high school that you don't see with a lot of quarterbacks is he really, as you mentioned, uses all his weapons. Doesn't have, you know, Ellis is obviously the star guy, but he has 5 or 6 guys that he will go to. He will read the defense. He's very involved with the game planning. And he takes whatever the defense gives him. He does a terrific job at the high school level of understanding how to manage a game from the quarterback position.
So Timmy Tebow, he hurt the ankle a few weeks ago against Columbia Lake City. Missed a couple games. Coach Craig Howard, they had him in a boot for what seemed like forever for these guys. They got him back against New Smyrna Beach, but a lot like Dan Marino, they said, hey, you're a pocket passer. That's the way they schemed that whole week. We're going to sit you there. We don't want you running around a lot. But then after trailing late in the 4th quarter, Coach Howard went up to him and said, hey, we're going to need those wheels, and he turned them on and won them the game.
Look at these numbers from a year ago, Batesy, excuse me. I mean, that's just an amazing amount of touchdowns responsible for a kid. And you talked about him missing a couple of games this year, but you know, he's a team-first guy. I know you've had a chance to talk to him. The guy wants to do whatever it takes to win. If he's got to stay in the pocket, he'll stay in the pocket. If he's got to run it 20 times a game and get it in the end zone, he'll do that as well.
Well, Coach Sean Callahan coaching him up over on the Armwood side of the ball. 15th season there as the Hawks head coach. He's got a baby brother, Kevin, that won a state title up in Connecticut in 2002. Coach Callahan trying to win his 3rd in a row today at Dolphin Stadium. Right now his defense needs to get these Panthers off the field, though, in the 1st quarter. 9:26 left to go in this one. Look at that zip to Ryan Ellis. Ryan Ellis, touchdown. A quick strike, 17-yard touchdown pass from Tebow to Ellis. And Timmy Tebow's favorite receiver puts the Panthers on the board for the first time today in Dolphin Stadium.
I said at the top, Timmy Tebow can make all the throws, and that's one of the throws you got to be able to make if you're going to play at the next level, and that is the quick zip on the skinny post. He finds his favorite receiver for a touchdown.
Here's Alex Amaral. Holder is Ryan Ellis, who just scored that touchdown. Deep snapper Ryan Overlease, and it's 7-0.
Are you going to see the receiver come to into your screen right there, and look at the throw, nice and low. He goes down and gets it. But the thing I really like about Timmy on this is watch his head at the snap of the ball. He looks the other way, looks off the backside safety, allowing that skinny post one-on-one coverage with Ellis to get in there. Makes the throw, touchdown. Perfect start for Nease and Tim Tebow.
And there you are as a defense giving what many are calling the best quarterback in high school football right now the easiest throw in football. 4 of 4 on that drive, capped off by that touchdown by Ryan Ellis, who, by the way, went down and really plucked the ball. It was low and thrown a little bit behind him. Good hands there pulling it off. How many times in the 5A state championship game against Lakeland and St. Thomas Aquinas did we see good receivers dropping balls, hitting them right in the hands? It's good to see the ball held onto like that.
Good sure-handed receivers. 2 things on that drive. Number 1, Nease did a pretty good job protecting against an outstanding front from Armwood, only giving up the 1 sack. And the management skills of Timmy Tebow, the ability to run when nothing's there. He doesn't just throw it up for grabs. If nothing's there, he'll run and live to see another day. Used his legs to continue that impressive drive for Nease.
Amaral will kick this one off, kicks it away. You got to be careful of the onside kick with these Nease Panthers, as they kicked it 24 times a year ago. And this one's going to go into the end zone for the 54th time this season. And the Armwood Hawks, led by Justin Hickman, will start at the 20-yard line as well. Well, the Nease Panthers started at the same spot and went 80 yards on their opening drive. We'll see if the 2-time defending state champions in Class 4A can answer the bell. And there's Justin Hickman, the man that Coach Callahan says is the most competitive kid he's ever coached. He started 2 games last year, but for the most part it was Jameel Williams' show. Williams had a high ankle sprain and missed 2 games against Jefferson and Lido. Justin Hickman beat a pretty good Jefferson team, a team that ended up in the state championship game, losing to Bowles. Smith, Granton, Matt Brevy, who's been so big at that X-receiver spot, Curtis Thompson, and Lance Tillison is a transfer in, a Hurricane Katrina evacuee. Ulrich, Fight, the Louder, Burt McBride, and Polish completing the offensive line. So a good pickup on first down, a second down and 5 now for the boys in blue. Eric Smith is going to take this one. He's going to take it and charge across the 35-yard line. Strong looking back and a first down. Going right through that Nease defense, a defense that has pitched 4 shutouts this year. Russell, Flinchbaugh, Yandel, and Tim Payne. Tim Payne leading in sacks for the Panthers this season. Al Delaporta, Hunter Haynes, who is the son of the defensive coordinator. Manny Wellington, out the other linebacker. Butler, Ratto, Hunter Bates, and Ted Stakaitis, who is a backup quarterback and chomping at the bit to fill the shoes of Timmy Tebow, and he's a pretty good one. So running the option is Hickman. Waiting on Hickman is Manny Wellington. Manny Wellington, the guy that Timmy Tebow singled out to me this week, Brady, as the guy who does not get enough credit on this team. He is our heart and soul.
Here's the option. They're going to fake it to the fullback, and they take it away, take the fullback away. Good job by Wellington getting up the field and making the tackle, not allowing Hickman on the perimeter. Sefner coming out with their slot open eye offense and trying to pound the ball early on, and that's what they do best.
Great linebacking crew here. Their best one is banged up, won't play today. Throwing it behind Matt Brevy, trying to get him to come back to it, and underthrown a little bit too much for Hickman.
I really like this Armwood program, 2-time defending state champs, and you talked about it at the Open, the BMW finishing the job last year with that backfield. But everybody graduates, they come back. They've got Justin Hickman, Eric Smith, and Marquise Brandt, all underclassmen, juniors and sophomores, running that offense. They reload, get some emotional wins in the playoffs, including one last week on the road. And this is a team that knows how to win in a program that's built on winning.
Well, this program's got a 3rd and forever right now, 3rd and 10, and Eric Smith is going to get a couple yards, but well short of the first down. And one more time, number 3, Manny Wellington, the 5'9", 200-pound senior, 161 tackles on the year on the stop.
I think it's a good start so far for Nease. So when you look at it, if they can get a stop here, I think they're the new kids on the block. They're looking to play from ahead. I think they would bode well playing from ahead. Sefner's a team that tries to control the ball. It's a perfect start for the Nease Panthers.
Getting the punting unit on there quick and getting it off is Armwood. Ryan Ellis is going to bobble it at the 28-yard line. So Nease wasn't prepared for that one. They came sprinting out, and for Armwood, they were right there next to their sideline. A 32-yard punt, a 12-yard return. Going to set up pretty good field position for Timmy Tebow and company on their second drive. First drive, they took it 80 yards down the field for that opening touchdown and looked very impressive. 404 Timmy Tebow was. Jake Cross is in the lap of Timmy Tebow just like that. He gets out of his reach, but Stephen Hicks is there waiting on him. The other senior up there at the defensive tackle spot.
We'll give credit down the field. Good coverage right here as initially Nease wants to get the ball out of Tebow's hands quickly, but the first read is not there. And then, of course, the pressure from Cross right there forces the sack, and Cross has had a heck of a first quarter for Armwood, but credit the secondary. That's a good coverage sack in the quick passing game.
Dougie Thompson assisting on that sack, and Tebow, not another pressure. A group coming at him. Ryan Ellis is going to catch this pass, a 2-yard gain. A lot of pressure up there now. The guys in blue are charging hard, coming after that quarterback.
As we talked at the top, the big thing Nease worked on all week was protection. They want to protect the quarterback. As big and strong and as athletic as Timmy Tebow is, Craig Howard knows you can't throw the football and move it on a powerful program like Armwood unless you can protect the quarterback. They're having trouble with that here in the second series.
3rd down and 11 for Tebow and the Panthers. Pressure is there, but so is the throw, and this is going to be a first down. That one going to Austin Silvoy one more time, his second catch on the day.
Oh, Patesy, this is a big league throw here for Timmy Tebow. He's going to roll to his right. Now he throws with the left hand, and he's going to throw it right on the break as he takes the hit there for number 52, Stephen Hicks. Watch the throw. Bam. Takes a little hit, but he throws it right on the break. to number 9, Silboy, and that is a big-time first down completion.
So Tebow one more time with that fresh set of downs. This one he goes way up top trying to get his receiver. That was Ryan Ellis. Flags are coming down. Jamal Payton there on the coverage. Looked like he had pretty good coverage. Stride for stride with Ryan Ellis, who isn't the speediest of guys. While Jamal Payton is the missing link, Sean Callahan said, coming into the season. Jamal also a transfer in from Slidell, Louisiana. He followed Tillison, the big receiver, after Hurricane Katrina ravaged his home and his high school, Salima High School, back in Louisiana. We'll see where this flag is coming from. It's down there thrown in that vicinity. Mike Parks, our head official. The Miracle Strip officiating crew, Shalimar, Florida. There in the Panhandle. Oh, and speaking of hurricanes, that whole area is
pass interference, Armwood, first down.
Ooh, I don't know about that call right there. Timmy getting a call early on. Watching Tebow work out on the field. This guy effortlessly throwing the ball 60 yards, but there it is right there. Gets the hand up. He can't grab the receiver. Probably wouldn't have been caught. Good call by the official.
Good call. Ellis had a step on Payton. Trying to get a step away from this hard-charging line of Torrey Davis, the junior who started on last year's team. But he can't get away and is run out of bounds. Bringing up a second down now as Tebow visits with Craig Howard before trotting back out onto the field. You mentioned the no huddle earlier, Brady. Timmy Tebow has never been in a huddle in high school football, Coach Howard said. He's never huddled. Doesn't know what it's like. What's it going to be like when he steps into the huddle for the first time next year?
They made him run no huddle depending on where he goes to school at. Of course, he's going to decide on Tuesday night. A lot of folks in this part of the country think he may select the University of Florida. Alabama's in the mix, USC. A lot of schools want Timmy Tebow's services.
Silboy, the man in motion. Here comes the screen. Reading is that defensive line, but not in time. Here comes Dante Owens. Dante Owens drags Doc Rivers for a couple yards. 13 hard-fought yards on that second down and 14.
Good patience by Tebow to get this play off. Now watch, the back's going to come out. It's a tailback screen right. Going to release the offensive lineman, throw it to the back behind the line of scrimmage. And watch the effort here as he drags the defender with him up the field. Dante Owens showing a lot of heart and desire early on in this football game for the running back position.
Pull in that sled. Defensive coordinator, Coach Cowgill, also the weight room coach. Big power, clean team. And here's the big man, Timmy Tebow. He's going to march this one in for the second touchdown of the day, 25 yards out. And another strike by the Nease Panthers.
Terrific athleticism. Timmy Tebow, as we told you, is a guy not only can make all the throws, but also can do it with his feet. He's giving you the complete package here in the first quarter, and a terrific start for the Panthers, getting out in front of the more ball control type team in Armwood in the state title game.
Amaral puts his second point after through. Gets a pat on the hat by Ryan Ellis. Timmy Tebow's favorite receiver. And that's a pretty good thing. Nease Panthers' favorite son is in the end zone. It's 14-0 in a 4A state championship game. 14-0. The Blue Crew needs something to cheer about on this offensive series as their Armwood Hawks are trailing to the Nease Panthers. Alex Amaral will kick this one off. Doesn't quite make it to the end zone. They'll bring this one out. That's Matt Brevy. And Brevy is hit hard there at about the 16-yard line. Well, Timmy Tebow on and off the field, an excellent young man, and it all starts at home. Isn't that right, Kim?
That is so correct. I'm here with Pam Tebow, mother of Tim. Pam, your son has attracted so much attention. How has this affected your family?
Well, it's kept us very busy, but we've enjoyed the process. It's been a real privilege, and we're grateful for it.
Now, by the time this airs, he will have made his decision. What factors played into him making the decision to go to this school?
Well, a number of them. He wants to have a strong relationship with the coaches. He'd love to have early playing time. He wants to someday win a national championship and have other opportunities. And I think he wants also to be able to have his family and friends come to see him play.
Now, his Christianity is very important to him, and he's taking a few missionary trips. Can you tell us about that?
Yes. Every summer, my husband takes a large group of young people to the Philippines, and they preach the gospel. And Timmy has gone 3 times, and he loves it. He loves it.
Thank you so much. Guys?
Thank you so much, Kim Anthony, and thank you to Miss Pam Tebow. This one's going to go to Matt Grevy. Justin Hickman completing that one. And the Tebow family, special family, his father has an orphanage in the Philippines. Timmy Tebow was actually born there in the Philippines and lived there, Brady, till he was 3 years old. Quite a young man, and this Matt Brevy's been quite a player for these Armwood Hawks over the past couple years.
Armwood speeding up the tempo a little bit on offense, down 2 scores. Picking up a first down there that was important with poor field position.
Here goes Eric Smith, the big sophomore back. A flag on the play. This is probably going to be a hold. Danny Russell was back there waiting on Eric Smith. Defensive end. 80 tackles on the year for him. Mike Parks will tuck that flag away and let us know what's going on.
Holding, blue, repeat down.
Plain and simple. Holding, blue, repeat
On
down.
the right guard, Mike Fight, number 72, got beat off the ball there and got called for the holding play for Armwood. And just what you don't want to do with this ball control offense is play from behind the chains. And I highlighted Justin Hickman at the top, Bates, and we talked about him. He's a pretty good passer as well, but they don't want to start 1st and 10, 15, 1st and 20. They want to play ahead of the chains, and right now everything going against Armwood here in the first quarter.
Sean Callahan said that we're still a running team, but we're throwing it more than we did the last couple years with Justin Hickman. But most importantly, I like throwing when I want to, not when I need to. At this rate, may have to throw it quite a bit if you can't answer these Nease Panthers. They've been successful so far, and so is our sister network, FSN Florida. It's home to over 100 college basketball teams this season, from the Noles, Gators, and Canes to one of the most powerful conferences in college basketball, the ACC. FSN Florida is your home for college basketball. For a complete listing of games, visit fsnflorida.com.
Well, the strength of Armwood coming back was the 8 starters on defense, but this offense has tried to create its own identity this season. They've called themselves the no-name offense. You know, they've had Bailey, McCray, and Williams gone, or over 10,000 yards worth of total offense and a couple of state titles. So these guys deserve a lot of credit for getting in this position. But they've watched those guys in these big games, and they'll show a little fight in this game and get back into it.
Absolutely. They will never be counted out. Been down a few times this season, only to fight back like against Winter Haven. And here comes the top competitor himself, Hickman, and that one's out to Brevy. So there's a nice little pickup on first down, getting back just up to the original line of scrimmage. Mario Butler, the junior cornerback, on the tackle.
They love to throw off the play action. They're going to bring Brevy across the formation. He'll start on the right side, come all the way across the defense, find a little open area, looks it in, catches it, takes a good hit. It's a nice throw by Hickman, a good gain, gets back the penalty yardage.
So Jameel Williams, the quarterback the last couple of years that is now at Bethune-Cookman, never lost a game as a starter. In steps Justin Hickman, running the show for the first time. He started 2 games last year when Williams was hurt, but in his first game as a junior, he lost to Hillsborough. And what a close one that was. They lost. They missed the extra point. Darren DeRochemont, who has been erratic a bit this season, but did hit the game winner against Winter Haven. But they lost that first one. Since then, they haven't lost. And if it weren't for that game, they'd be on a 43-game win streak right now.
And that was Jared Faison from Hillsborough, who's committed to the University of Florida. Could be an outstanding receiver prospect. He played quarterback there at Hillsborough.
Check out that Armwood Hawk. That looks a lot like the costume that Ace Ventura punched here in Miami. Remember the eagle at the end there?
That's right, that is. Hopefully that student won't get punched today, Batesy.
Laces out, Timmy. That doesn't sound right, does it?
No.
Laces out, Dan. So 2nd down and 10 now for Hickman and the Hawks. A flag down. This one going into the belly of Eric Smith. Oh, Hickman, I'm sorry, keeps this one. He pulls it out of the belly.
You see a lot of that with both these quarterbacks, putting it into the belly of their running back and keeping it, and the face mask will add to it. So some breaks starting to go the Hawks' way here, and that'll get the Macarena going on the sideline, Batesy. You know that dance, don't you?
You kidding? We've been doing it up in the booth the whole first quarter. It's about time they're picking up on it down there. It's sweeping the nation, you know.
Oh.
Aye.
Illegal use of hands. Nease, 1st down.
This is the warmest state final game we've had, of course, over a 2-weekend session this year, hosted by Miami, FIU the first weekend. We'll talk a little bit about that as we go. And obviously this weekend, Dolphin Stadium, very warm down there on the turf today.
Certainly was going to make that blue crew sweat it up a little bit, all that paint on their faces. They don't mind it, though. They just want to get into the end zone, courtesy of Justin Hickman. This one goes down to Marquise Branton. Marquise Branton picks it up, a nice pickup across the 40-yard line. And now the Hawks are starting to get something rolling. A 22-yard gain, and the boys in blue are in business.
Well, I really like this kid, Justin Hickman, a junior. I mean, he does everything well. Good passer of the football. Watch the play fake right here. Sells it to his back, keeps the ball on his hip, then gets his hands back on the laces on the run. Look at that spiral in there, Batesy. Finding the back in the zone of the defense, and a good throw and catch. One thing the coaches told me this week about this Hickman is that he's really good off play action. Really good passer off play action.
He's going to keep this one coming around the end.
Yeah, that's how we do it, Justin.
Met by a couple Nease Panthers. Leading the charge there, Ted Stakaitis coming up from a safety spot. Manny Wellington helping to clean up. Stakaitis, just a sophomore, and he filled in at quarterback for Tebow when Tebow was down. But he's such a good athlete, they got to get him on the field. They're putting him at safety, and then next year he'll run the show over on the offensive side.
Yeah, coaches will be coming to recruit that kid, no question about it. But Armwood's got something cooking here, and all started with good play by their quarterback, Justin Hickman.
Smith in motion. This one goes to Marquise Branton, who had the big catch. And again, another 1st down. So putting it together. 5-yard pickup right there. And Sefner Armwood is charging hard.
Good block by Thurston Reeves at the point of attack on number 51, Hunter Haynes, in there, and freeing up a big run. And this is Armwood football right here, folks.
The kind of football that won Armwood 2 state championships the past 2 seasons, but those 2 were against Lake Gibson. 25 miles away. Feels good to see some fresh meat. And here's a nice strong run. Marquise Branton. Jared McNaught brings him down, but the damage is done. He's down inside the 10-yard line.
The big fellas in the middle getting it done now, Batesy. Fight, DeLauder and McBride. Watch the middle of your screen. They're going to come inside. Double team coming off on the linebacker, blocking in space. Good job right there by the offensive line. And if you're going to stop Armwood's attack, you better stop the fullback. And right now, Nease is not doing a good job on this series of stopping that man, Marquise Branton.
That quick hitter will be in your lap before you know it at that linebacker position. Here goes Hickman. 1st and goal now. He keeps this one, slips down about the 6-yard line, a short pickup.
They've run everything off that fullback. They'll run the option off of it. They'll run the lead, and then the quarterback keep. And that's kind of like when you look at the giant monster that is Sefner Armwood Hawk football. That's kind of the head. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't stop that, you're not going to stop their offense. And right now, they've got it going.
They're getting it going up in the air this time, making it too easy. Eric Smith, the sophomore. First points of the game for the Hawks, a 6-yard strike. And it's 14-6.
Good response by the defending champs, answering the Tebow touchdown with a touchdown of their own, right back in the football game. All set up by Justin Hickman and the fullback. You keep feeding that fullback, everybody comes in. Easy pop pass there over the top. Touchdown. maybe as easy as it'll come for him all day long for Eric Smith.
There's DeRochemont putting it through. 14-7 is your score. Competitive, mentally tough, just a few ways to describe these Armwood Hawks. They've been down before, but never count them out.
Nobody covers him. I mean, everybody's thinking run, and he slips through the seam. Watch everybody come in the screen right here. Everybody's thinking run. Nobody finds Smith, and that's an easy 6.
Too easy when you're going up against a two-time defending state champion like the Armwood Hawk. As we take a peek at Eric Smith getting a nice sip of Gatorade and well-deserved rest capping off that drive.
Interesting, this program. You think of the pressure just to win a state championship. You talked about losing the first game. Hickman, there you see his numbers as a junior, but you got the own pressure of your program and your community. I mean, Armwood now is one of the programs inside the state of Florida. 2 state championships. They've got a chance to be one of only 7 schools to win 3 in a row. 2 schools have won 4 in a row. And I know we'll talk about that for Coach Callahan and his program. But their own internal pressure, Batesy, of having to back it up and keep up the winning streak and keep up the titles with the group that just graduated. And that's what motivates this team as much as their opponent.
And you called Sean Callahan's squad monsters, and you're preaching to the choir down here Miami way. Booker T. Washington and their quarterback Alwan Lee, they have fallen to that man and his Hawks the past 3 seasons. And this year, if any year, they thought they were going to kill that monster. Armwood had to come all the way here to the bottom, and what a game that was. Down with 2:25 left after giving up an 81-yard touchdown pass, courtesy of Alwan Lee, who's on his way to USF. They came charging back just as they did the year before. The year before, remember, it was up there in Armwood, and they scored with no time on the clock. And down 1, they went for 2. Calvin Bailey got in. 2-point conversion. They went back to the state title. It's been that. But Alwan Lee, talking to Coach Callahan, he said of all the players that were upset after that game last week, Alwan Lee came and found him and hugged him and told him how much respect he has for him and his program. Very, very special kid. Very special program and a very healthy rivalry that has developed between a team from Seffner Armwood and from Miami's Booker T. Washington. So Timmy Tebow, been a while since he's had his hands on the ball, and that offense looks like it. Dante Owens is tackled for a loss. Walter Radney back there, senior linebacker.
Try to come out and run a little option. Nease's offense, a spread attack. They don't huddle, but they'll throw a whole bunch of looks at you early in the game and then figure out what they like best for Craig Howard.
Radney had the big interception last year. And here goes Tebow. There's Jake Cross. Jake Cross getting to him one more time. The big 420-pound bencher. The strong guy at the defensive tackle spot. His 2nd sack of the day. He's had 6 on the season.
He's had a terrific first quarter, and the momentum now starting to swing back towards the defending champs.
Big Timmy Tebow and his Nease Panthers have found the end zone 2 times so far here in Dolphin Stadium. But Armwood has answered, and they're playing some strong defense right now. We'll start the 2nd quarter when we return. Welcome back to Dolphin Stadium in Miami, Florida. We've got the 4A state title game for you here on Sun Sports. Brady Ackerman, James Bates, and Tim Anthony bringing you this 4A state championship game. Playing a little Kenny Loggins danger zone here in Dolphin Stadium. That's what it must feel like when you're on defense going up against Tim Tebow. Wow. Eludes the rushers and almost gets it off to Austin Silvoy, who had a lot of ground to go, but they can't convert. So good pressure that time and a good series for this Hawks defense, who has had trouble stopping Timmy Tebow today.
Watch this. Now they're going to bring the back. This tight end actually coming across the slot back, Silvoy, and they've got a convoy out in front of him. Good play call, but they didn't execute it. Tebow unable to connect, or that would have been big yardage on 3rd and long. May have picked up the 1st down.
Those guys up front in the Hawks these last couple series have given the offensive line for Nease fits. This one is blocked. Down into the end zone it goes. We'll see who falls on it. It's going to be a safety. So that defense keeps it up on 4th down on the punt, and they can't get it off. And it's 14-9. Zach Cooper And there's the punter. He's a sophomore.
Let's take a look at it. Good snap. He just takes his eyes off of it a little bit. Good pressure by Armwood in this entire series set up by the defense. Their ability to come down and force Timmy Tebow and his offense to go backwards. Puts the punter in the end zone. He doesn't concentrate and bring it all the way in, and Zach Cooper drops it. He is, luckily for him, he was able to jump on the ball, and it's only a safety because it could have been a touchdown. And now it's a 14-9 game with momentum on Sefner Armwood's side. Batesy and the offense back on the field for the Hawks.
Ron Zucker used to always preach the special teams for us when he was a defensive coordinator back in those days at the University of Florida. And Zook used to say any team that blocks a punt, majority of the time, wins the game. That wasn't a block punt. It was a punt that went through the hands of Zach Cooper, but all you need nonetheless, the big safety and the big momentum swing for Coach Callahan.
Give Matt Thompson, defensive coordinator at Armwood, some credit. Him and his staff defensively on their heels the first two series against Timmy Tebow. Now have come out and created some momentum for that offense and that Armwood sideline.
Matt Thompson played for Coach Callahan, graduated back in 1985. No relation to Dougie Thompson, the starting middle linebacker, the captain of that defense. But the Thompson twins getting it done on that series. And now the offense will try to pick up where they left off. Matt Brevy's going to take this one. Going to come across the 40-yard line. Look at him glide across midfield. He's got a couple blockers across the 40. Cuts back across the grain. The 20. Down across the 10. How about you, Matt Brevy? Touchdown, Armwood. An 83-yard return after the safety. So the 2 points turns into 8. Waiting on 9.
Armwood getting it done in all three phases now. The defensive stop and the special teams with the safety, and the special teams responds once again. Armwood football, and the senior delivers. Brevy with an athletic run for a touchdown.
Man down appears to be Ted Stakaitis. That would be a big loss. He's the safety. There's a look at Brevy. Take a look at this return and watch out for number 6, Jeremy Carver, the safety. He lays a big block to spring it there at the end.
He's going to bring it right back up the middle. Most big returns happen up the middle. Look at the athleticism to get off the first tackle and then follow his blockers down there. Cuts back against the grain. He's got a host of guys down there, and Brevy taking it down for the score. And yes, sir, Armwood quickly, just like that. 3 minutes gone by. Just 3 minutes ago, it was 14-0. Now 15-14 Armwood. Extra point to come.
Big plays all over the field for Matt Brevy over the past couple years. We talked about that big Booker T. Washington rivalry, and there's a look at Stakaitis, who will make his way over to the Nease Panther sideline. But it was Brevy on a double pass that threw the game what would be winning touchdown in the state semifinal game there in Sefner 2 seasons ago. He's going to wipe off those hands here and going to do the holding duties for his kicker, Darren DeRochemont and Sean Callahan. Oh, talk about a momentum swing, and this is not the way Nease plays special teams, but they have been eaten up special teams-wise. The muff punt, and this one they're going to go for 2. Brevy's just going to come charging up the middle. Thought they saw something there, but Nease is ready for it. So what they tried to make a 3-point lead is going to remain a 1-point lead over Coach Craig Howard's Nease Panthers as they get set to send Timmy Tebow back out there to see if they can answer.
Interesting call there. Of course, go for 2 to get up 3, but early in the football game, you might want that 1 point. Take your points early and worry about the difference as you go through. I mean, we're barely into the second quarter, but Coach Callahan has a couple state titles, so who am I to question him on that call? I have none. So 15-14.
Here's that extra point again behind that big offensive line. Brevy tries to sneak in there, but the Panthers aren't having it, so well aware there is a Nease Panther squad who is used to the trickery there when it comes to special teams. They recovered 24 of 26 onside kicks 2 years ago, and they'll fake punts. They approach this special teams game, Nease does, a lot like they do in offense. They'll get out there and look and actually do some checks if they see something there. And special teams. Hit hard there by Matt Brevy. So after the safety and the big touchdown run back by Brevy, the Nease Panthers are going to get it one more time. And it's taken out there. Rodney Sumter ball didn't make it into the end zone, and Sumter, his feet in the end zone, comes out across the 25-yard line to the 27. A 26-yard return.
Well, Nease has come out early on and used a little bit of rollout and some quick passing game and some screens to try to slow down that Armwood rush. They've gotten 14 points off of it. Also using Timmy's legs as well at the quarterback position. Let's see if they take some more shots down the field, maybe the intermediate range, and work their way towards some of the deep balls. They did take one shot down the field and got a pass interference. Good numbers in the first half for Tebow, but his last series went backwards.
On that last series, he threw his first incomplete pass of the day. This one goes to Ryan Ellis. Ryan Ellis turns it up for a few yards. Walter Radney coming over from his linebacker spot to make the stop.
One of the things Craig Howard told me he'd like to do with Sepner's defense, which is very well coached, as we've mentioned, is just get the ball out quick and force them to go side to side. Maybe slow down that pass rush for later in the game by forcing the defensive line to chase their receivers.
Empty backfield, a bunch set, plenty of time for Timmy Tebow. On the move now, he slings it down there, almost picked off, but it's tipped, and it's caught by Caleb Cooper. There's the tip drill, and the senior comes up with it, and it's a big gainer for the Nease Panthers.
Terrific concentration by Cooper. The first read, once again, not there for Timmy Tebow in the quick passing game, so he's got to step up, move outside the pocket, throwing to his right. He just gets enough on it, tipped up. Good job of concentrating by Cooper. He brings it in, and a big play for the Panthers.
It's Akeem Joseph, the defensive back, that gets his hands on it. He came underneath, tried to high point it, couldn't pull it down. Great concentration by the senior, Caleb Cooper. You got a feeling this is the way this is going to be like a dang ping pong ball going back and forth watching this one from up here, Brady. So far, we've seen them strike on both sides of the ball. As you take a look at those golden bonnets over there on the Nease sidelines, and the blue jerseys of Sean Callahan's Armwood Hawks. Two strong teams on a collision course for this 4A state title.
Yeah, in Armwood, obviously, in that shootout, as you mentioned last week down here in South Florida, so they can hang with anybody, even though they run the football mostly. They can hang with anybody. They're good in all three phases, and this should be an exciting game. But early on, I think Armwood's doing a good job of covering Tebow's initial read. It's obvious that they're going with the quick passing game. They're looking for some motion and stuff, some quick passes, and when it's not there, then the pressure's getting there. Timmy's having to get out of the pocket and just make a play, and sometimes those are your big plays, or when guys get out of the pocket and make a play after your first guy's covered.
And they've settled down and gotten themselves into a little bit of a groove defensively. You got to think that on their minds, you hear Timmy Tebow, Timmy Tebow, Timmy Tebow all year long, waiting for this one. And for good reason. He's a great quarterback. But it eats at you, and you're to the point where you're bouncing off walls wanting to go headhunting and make something big happen. When you get back into the defense you've been playing all season long, this is what you get, a flag on this play here.
Holding on Nease. That was a good open field tackle by Joseph. And you're right on. I mean, you think about it, sometimes you get so caught up in the one guy, it motivates the other team. And that's why I think Justin Hickman's going to play well today, because he knows he's on the undercard in the quarterback showdown, and he's on the two-time defending state champs. And he's played well to this point.
And Coach Callahan admitted. We'll take a listen here to Mr. Parks.
Hold on, White. Repeat first down.
I love it. That's all we need, huh?
Yeah.
From the
Simple
miracle strip. But Coach Callahan said, you know, when you get down to it, these are 16 and 17-year-old boys, and I'm always looking for stuff to motivate them. And it kind of falls into his lap this year. Rather than seeing a Lake Gibson team for the third time, they've got the fresh blood, and everybody's All-American right here in Timmy Tebow. And look at this pass to Ryan Ellis, a big first down. Blocking downfield is Caleb Cooper, and there goes Ellis into the end zone, reaching it across, his second touchdown of the day.
Well, Timmy Tebow's a rock star in Nease and Ponte Vedra Beach, and he may become a big-time rock star at the next level, leading his team back ahead of Sepner Armwood. And what terrific protection by that offensive line. And you know, the thing about it, you talk about Armwood trying to get motivated for that. Well, Tebow's been dealing with this for 2 years. Remember, they opened the season on national TV against Hoover, Alabama.
Hoover, Alabama finishing up this season what looks to be like the 9th team in the nation. 1 loss, USA Today poll. Coach Probst is here today of Hoover, Alabama, here to watch a team that they beat there early. And Timmy Tebow on that 2-point conversion try, unsuccessful. Walter Radney, the linebacker back there blitzing, gets to him.
Batesy, watch this protection. Howard and the guys up front. Look at all day. He's got all day to throw. His receiver comes across the formation, throws it out there. What a pretty ball. Doesn't have to throw it in there real hard. Leads his receiver down the field, and a big-time play right there for the Nease Panthers. Ryan Ellis, his leading receiver. Look at the protection. Look at the time. Look at the pocket. Tight spiral, leads it out. He catches it on the run. Ellis knows what to do with it. Tracking that state record for receptions should he have a big day today.
And both of those other receivers down the field, you saw in your picture Caleb Cooper and Austin Silvoy, both seniors. They've been in this program every bit as long as that man Timmy Tebow. They know what to do when somebody else catches it. You saw both of them springing blocks to help get Ryan Ellis into the end zone. And look at Timmy's numbers. The second touchdown there going to Brevy.
I think that entire touchdown was set up off the quick passing game. Now they're able to protect. They've worn them out a little bit. Defensive line's been dominating the last couple of series. They're able to throw side to side, get that D-line tired, and then the O-line stepping in there, led by center Bo Howard, protecting Tebow, giving him enough time to throw it down the field in the intermediate routes and let Ellis and those guys make some plays. And I think you'll see that as the game goes along. That's the tough thing about playing Nease, Bates, is that you better have numbers on the defensive front, something Hoover had, something that St. Augustine, who won a Class 3A state championship, had, as they were able to keep fresh guys in there chasing Tebow all day long. And Armwood is going to have to substitute some guys because he's going to drop back and throw it 30 times today.
And he's got some targets like Ryan Ellis and Caleb Cooper and Austin Silvoy, who will hold on to that football and run it for him. Rodney Sumter, also a senior. But all the talk of Craig Howard's Nease Panthers and his receiver Ryan Ellis, he's not speedy, but you know what? Give me that guy, because he can turn it on. He knows what to do with it. He runs great routes, great hands, and can do something with it. And this ball looks to be down on the ground. The Panthers saying they have it. Justin Hickman put it down on the ground, and Danny Russell picks it up. Back and forth with this momentum, and they're rocking on the Nease side of the stadium right now.
Big turnover right there for Nease. And Craig Howard. This exchange between Hickman. Let's take a look at it. He's got it. He's going to ride the fullback, and he wants to pull it out, and he never got it all the way out. That's that read. He pulls out of the fullback. That one's on Hickman, the junior quarterback. And, of course, number 74, Danny Russell, coming up with a big turnover for the Nease Panthers.
Manny Wellington got back there and wrapped up Hickman to make sure he couldn't get back down on, and helping out his defensive end and helping out this offense as they lead right now 20-15, trying to add to it. Here comes Dante Owens, and Dante Owens, a nice gainer on first down.
Tell you how impressive this start is for Nease and Tim Tebow against Sepner. In the regular season, teams average 100 yards a game against this defense. Had the running clock 7 times on the season, and as you talked about earlier, 5 shutouts by Armwood. They don't have anything near that today, as Tim Tebow and this offense has really got it going.
Defense that has pitched 5 shutouts on the year, Brady. Here goes Tebow, going to run a little option here to Ellis. Ellis is going to try to do it on the ground this time. Gets across the 10-yard line, a short gainer. Close to the first down sticks, though. Jeremy Carver, the big senior safety, guy who started in the state championship game last year. Bringing the wood on that tackle, but it may be too late. First down, Nease.
Known Craig Howard for over 10 years, and he goes, yeah, we got a PE offense. Whatever you see out of PE, we'll run it in the game. And there you see a little option with the guard pulling around, optioning to his receiver, and it's a little bit like the offense Urban Meyer ran out of Utah when he was the national coach of the year. And Tim Tebow also very involved in the game plan, Craig Howard told me. Helps put plays in, sees what he likes, and calls plays at the line of scrimmage.
Wish we had a PE offense in high school. My offense in high school, the Smoky Bears of Sevier County, we had a PU offense. We stunk. We were bad.
Well, we had a flag down on the field, and
Line neutral zone.
The one thing that Nease does is it forces you to spend extra hours on the practice field and in the film room as a defensive staff, because they try to create matchups with packages, formations, and motions, and then you throw in the no huddle and the talent of a kid like Tebow, and they're very tough to prepare for. Remember, these kids got class, you know, they've got homework, they've got studies. They don't have as much time to work on this stuff during the week as you do at the college and certainly at the pro level.
So helping out this Panther offense and Timmy Tebow. Timmy Tebow, 1, 2, 3 touchdowns for Ryan Ellis, and there's still 9:22 left to go in this first half. How about that throw and catch right there in the corner of the end zone where only number 81 can get his hands on it?
He has shown a great ability to throw going to his right today, Tebow has, and I really like Ellis. I'm going to tell you, there's got to be some place for a kid that has the wherewithal to run good routes and then get his feet in at the pylon. Just a terrific route there by Ellis.
Breathing heavily as he puts that one down for Emerald. Emerald puts it through. Love it. Take the glove off.
You'd be breathing heavy too if you played in this offense, Batesy. It's high octane for Nease and Timmy Tebow.
I wouldn't be on the field if I were playing for this offense.
Oh yeah, you would. They could find a place for you at backup guard. He's going to run the deep comeback. Watch Tebow. He's going to his right. Look at the zip on that ball, and look how he keeps his feet in. That is textbook right there by Ellis. Once again, he's going to sprint out. They got max protection with their two backs out in front of him. Just really a one receiver route. All predicated on the route running of Ryan Ellis. Gets it done. Pushing off the corner, coming back to the football. There you see 6 catches. Came into the game with 93 catches. The state record held by Matt Fryer out of Live Oak Suwannee, the former Seminole, outstanding high school player. And remember that national title team over at FSU.
Well, they play some good football up there in Live Oak. That's another fun place to watch some football. St. Augustine and Ponte Vedra Beach. There's been some great football over the years. And Matt Fryer's old school, the Suwannee River Valley boys, as they like to call them. You know, 3 seniors at the Big 3 in Florida this year are going to finish up great careers. Kyler Hall with FSU, Kelly Jennings down here at UM, and Jarvis Herring, who's the safety for the Gators. All seniors, and we're all seniors in the same defensive secondary back there a few years ago at Live Oak. So Curtis Thompson's going to take this one and try to come answer for the Hawks, but they're going to have to start at about the 12-yard line. Not very good field position, and it's good to see number 16 back in there covering on that kick. Ted Stakaitis, who limped off the field earlier. A flag down on the play, though. How'd you like to be a high school coach and have those 3, though, in your secondary? Think they played some football there at Live Oak, the Bulldogs?
Absolutely, a powerhouse.
We have unsportsmanlike conduct on blue. 2 players playing with the same number. It'll be 15 yards, first down from the spot at the end of the run.
Come on, Coach Callahan dressed out 80. He brought 80 over.
Wow.
And these guys are on top of their game to see that. And, of course, trying to get guys in on the special teams. And going back to the fumble, the last series for Armwood on offense, 4 fumbles lost the entire season. So that, I mean, and that's a running team, a team that scored over 600 points on the season, and they've only had 4 fumbles the entire season. It's impressive stuff, and they've already had 1 in this game.
So picking out, they can't tell you who's who up here. We don't have names on the back. They just got the numbers, 2 different numbers. Maybe it was Jingleheimer Schmidt. Hey, that's my number 2. So deep in their own territory, the Armwood Hawks will start. Thurston Reeves tries to get out and turn north and south, but the Nease Panthers there stretching it to the sideline, a short pickup. Second down.
They're trying to get out wide on that Nease defense, and one of the things they preached all week at Nease is tackling well. You know, they don't have the fastest unit. They're not going to wow people with their numbers in their front 7, but they're good, solid, fundamental tacklers on defense, the Panthers.
Second down and 4. They get about what looks to be 3.5. Will be close to that first down. That's Marquise Branton. Rushed for over 800 yards on the year. The big junior running back.
Of course, Armwood will stay within its system. A lot of football left, 8 minutes to go in the first half. Batesy, this could be a long one. And, you know, Armwood's already shown the ability to go 84 yards for a score. So certainly getting that first down and getting out of the shadow of your own goalpost is important to extending a drive and extending your opportunity to score.
This one will be about a half yard short. So a 3rd down and just under 1 yard to go. And more importantly for Sean Callahan, you get back into the flow of what's gotten you here. This is an Armwood team that has kind of run through the season. And like Coach said, we're a running team, and we'll throw it a little bit, but only when I like to do it when we want to, not when we have to. And you kind of, with that momentum swing that you had there with the safety and then the Matt Brevy return for a touchdown, you can get back in your groove a little bit. And in the groove right now is Marquise Branton. Marquise Branton gets the 1st down and a whole lot more, taking it up near the 35-yard line. It'll be marked down at the 33. That is 16-yard gain.
Well, I feel you, big fella. The fullback, the component of this offense, right inside, just the dive play. They leave the midline option, and midline option means they leave one guy unblocked, Batesy. He lets the end get up the field. They're just going to give it to the fullback. Watch this right here. See, it allows the end to get up the field, makes one guy miss, breaks the tackle, and a big run.
So all kinds of confusion that time in the backfield. And tearing through there, the Nease Panthers, Ian Aguilar, senior defensive end, along with Manny Wellington.
This retooled offensive backfield, I mentioned the midline option. They'll run the midline option and they'll run the veer, and they try to capitalize on the aggressiveness of your defense, you know, getting the numbers in their favor, whether it's an in or back, leave them unblocked. And people say, well, why would you leave a guy unblocked? Because generally they're trying to influence you to run yourself out of the play, and that's what makes the fullback so tough to stop in this hawk attack.
2nd and 10 now for Hickman. It's going to go to Thurston Reeves, and Thurston Reeves, nothing there for him that time. Hunter Haynes from his middle linebacker spot getting over there. The senior who's on his way to Wake Forest, already committed. The leading tackler on the team this year, coming in with 189 tackles, and the son of defensive coordinator Wesley Hayes. So quick draw McGraw is Justin Hickman, and trying to get it out there, and does. That's complete to Lance Tillison. It's short of that 1st down. But let's stay on Lance Tillison here for a second, Brady. The kid's a senior, and what this guy has been through to be here in this state championship game. He was living in Slidell, Louisiana when Hurricane Katrina hit, and he lost everything. He and Jamal Payton lost everything that they had, as they're going to send on that punting unit right now. And so he transfers in. Jamal's uncle actually played for Coach Callahan a while ago. His uncle Rudy Burney, who earned a scholarship to Eastern Kentucky. But then he broke his foot the 4th week, and took him forever to get back. In the 1st round, he was too sore of the playoffs to play. In the 2nd round, he only played 3 downs. In the 3rd round, he played 3 quarters. And then last week against Booker T. Washington, he was the star of the show. Coach Sean Callahan was so excited about that, because he goes, this guy is so special, and now I finally got tape that I can show to people and get him a chance at the next level. He's going to have a chance. And all this has happened. What a godsend this has been, not only for Tillison, but for this Armwood Hawk program, because they lost DJ Mitchell in week 10, who was basically their best receiver. He had 15 touches on the year and 9 touchdowns. And the same week that Tillison got out of that cast is when they lost DJ Mitchell. But Lance Tillison and Jamal Payton have been through more than we'll ever know. All those people, our hearts and prayers remain with them, and the people of South Florida that have been affected, and all across the Gulf Coast region there in the Panhandle of Florida, where our officiating crew is from, the Miracle Strip.
I think a story that hits me the most, Bates, about those 2 kids, Payton, Tillison, the fact that talking about those guys were wading in chest-deep water, just trying to find the stuff to their house. Some of the friends that they played with and went to high school with, they still haven't had contact with. They said guys went north, south, east, west. Fortunately, those 2 guys were able to end up together for a great coach like Callahan and a great community over at Seth Armwood.
Riley Nellis will take this one at the 15. Nice punt there by Darren DeRochemont. A 45-yard punt, a 10-yard return. And we'll take a little break here, but when we come back with a 27-15 lead, Timmy Tebow and the Nease Panthers will step back on the field. Back inside Dolphins Stadium, and just in time, 5:48 left to go, and there's something you don't see very much from this Panther offense, usually a sure-handed bunch. Silvoy setting up shop, but can't pull it down.
Well, Nease is featuring the quick passing game. They emptied the backfield that time and went with 5 receivers, 4 to one side, quads to one side, and really stretching out that Sefner defense, and they'll go back with the same formation. There you see a bunch formation right there. 3 guys.
They're clearing out the middle a little bit, but not enough for Timmy Tebow's liking as Doug Thompson meets his headgear with his own headgear, and Kim Anthony's down there somewhere. What's going on with you, Kim?
Well, guys, I want you to meet Armwood's equipment manager, Andrew Chambers. In fact, he's a third-generation equipment manager following in the footsteps of his brothers, Adam and Scott. In his very first game, he made one key mistake. He forgot to fill the water bottles. And he said all he remembers from that day was a whole lot of yelling from the coach. But since then, Armwood has his guarantee that they will never go thirsty again.
And Coach Callahan got all over him that time, but you know, when you're a third-generation guy, you don't dump him after his first mistake.
5 yards.
Bobby Boucher would be very upset with that man, Kim. H2O is better.
Oh, yeah, he's very important. They couldn't do it without him.
He is as important to that program as anybody else, Coach Callahan said this week. It's a great story there with Kim. But, you know, when he's his first opportunity, but you're third generation, you get a little leeway. I bet the first generation Chambers that was in there that would have made that mistake may have never gotten a second chance.
The Pioneers laying it down for him. 3rd and short, trying to lay this one on the line here. Tebow thought he had him drawn offside. Stay out of the shotgun, and again, they're going to try to run that quarterback draw from the shotgun. This time it works. Walter Radney and Dougie Thompson on the stop, but a first down pickup nonetheless. That's for Tebow.
Well, this kid's had to have a Emmitt Smith-like career in high school, meaning he's been signing autographs since his sophomore year. People want his autograph. He's been that popular, but he's stayed very well grounded. He's a team-first kind of guy.
He's going to try to get out of the grasp of a few tacklers, and he does, and gets a nice positive gain. They're on 1st and 10. He's hit late out of bounds. They're going to tack onto that one. It'll take him across midfield and into Armwood Hawk territory. A 9-yard run. And he runs by Dougie Thompson here, the big middle linebacker, Brady.
Yeah, he gets out of traffic. Look, he got 2 guys right there to bring him down, but they couldn't do it because of his terrific size.
Personal foul, late hit out of bounds. First down.
Terrific size and strength from Tebow as he's able to elude the rush of Jake Cross and the other defensive lineman, and then tack another 15 onto it.
Doc Rivers hitting him late, but there's Dougie Thompson, the man he ran away from now. A big guy, a big plugger there at the middle linebacker spot. He's gained 25 pounds since last year's state championship. 138 tackles on the year, but he's more the plugger type, not the kind of guy that you want hunting down a quick guy like Timmy Tebow all day long in this hot South Florida weather. So a 1st and 10 now for Tebow. This one he'll keep again, and he's met right there. Torrey Davis, the junior, waiting on him, along with Stephen Hicks. Jake Cross also in there.
Well, looking at Tim on the field before the game, I mentioned how big and strong he is. I'm not sure TV does it any justice. He's built like a tight end. He's built like a linebacker. 225 pounds, athletic. Takes very good care of himself, obviously, and he's been able to run the football. Ran it a bunch last year. He's been able to run it this year in that Nease offense.
2nd and 11, puts it up top for Ryan Ellis. Too far up top, incomplete. Jamal Payton there on the coverage.
Big drive here for Nease as they've been able to work some clock. Obviously a field goal kicker with an outstanding leg, but they love to extend it for Sefner. Armwood would love to get a stop, get that defense off the field. Been on the field a lot here in the first half.
So a 3rd and long now. The pressure is there, and Tebow keeps rolling, tries to buy himself some time, and finds the right man to get the first down. That's Ryan Ellis, and that is one more first down, keeping this drive alive. Wow.
Well, we've talked about his athleticism and his ability to run the football. This is scrambling to throw, staying in the pocket, then getting outside, buying yourself some time for your receivers in the scramble drill, something Craig Howard and his staff work on every day at practice, the scramble drill. When Tebow gets outside the pocket, guys know how to work to the window, and look at Ellis come up with a big catch and the first down for the Nease Panthers.
And Tebow so aware of his, oh, wow. Ryan Ellis. Sitting over there on the sidelines. Let's hope he's okay. Timmy Tebow on first down.
This is why I called him the new millennium quarterback, because not only is he big and strong, and you know there was an era where you wanted the big strong arm quarterbacks that could stand up in the pocket and make all the throws. Then we went through, we'll take the phase where you wanted a guy who could run the ball or run the option. Well, he can do so many things, and in the college game nowadays, defenses are so fast, much like the NFL, that if you can run like a Donovan McNabb or a Steve McNair or a Dante Culpepper or even a Michael Vick and buy your team another set of downs, that guy is more popular now than ever, and especially at the college level.
So Ellis over on the sidelines, a new receiver in, a new receiver to go to. This one, for the first time today, he hits his man, Rodney Sumter. The speedy receiver, 4.47 40, and the long jumper on the track team. He's a senior.
The effortless throw to the outside, and when you have a guy like Tim Tebow and an offense that Craig Howard runs, receivers are not hard to find. They show up on campus the first day and, okay guys, what position you play? And you got 42 guys saying, I play wide receiver.
Well, 3 years ago when Howard took over this program, there were 50 or 60 kids in the program. Today, 165. So it's not just receivers, but it's kids coming out of the woodwork, trying to be a part of this successful program. And a lot of that success rests on the shoulders of number 5. And he's back into the end zone with that 6-yard run, tacking on to this Golden Panther lead.
Well, this is impressive stuff, what he's done in the first half. I mentioned Armwood returned 8 starters off a 2-time defending state championship defense. And Timmy Tebow has gone out there and hung 33 and more here in the first half. That's impressive.
Alex Amaral will put that one through. 34-15 now. One half is in the books in our 4A state championship game. The Armwood Hawks from Seffner, Florida, trying to three-peat, but the Nease Panthers are on top, 34-15. Welcome back, everyone. James Bates, Brady Ackerman, and Tim Tebow. Timmy Tebow has put on quite a show all season long, his whole career there at Nease High School, and he continues to do it in his very last high school football game, Brady.
Yeah, he's had a command of the offense for Nease in the first half through the air and on the ground. He's displayed all his skills, Batesy, in the first half. You know, I told you at the top, he can make all the throws. There's the dart in tight coverage to Ellis for a touchdown, and watch him make the linebacker miss there in the open field, showing his athleticism running the football.
Running the football, 70 yards rushing for Timmy Tebow today, only 77 total for those Nease Panthers.
14 of 20 through the air, 189 yards and 3 touchdowns, accounting for 4 scores in the first half. He's done it on the ground, and like I said before, he's done it with his legs. It's been easy sledding in the first half for Nease's Timmy Tebow. He's been all that he's been made out to be in the preseason and the pregame hype.
All 3 of those touchdown passes going to number 81 there, Ryan Ellis, a guy who has fought so hard throughout his career for Timmy Tebow, his favorite receiver, obviously, the best in the state last year and this year. And we saw him there late in the first half, very sick over on the sideline. So literally playing his guts out today, trying to win that state championship for the Nease Panthers. They'd like to take it back to Ponte Vedra and celebrate on the beach, but they've got a half to go against a tough Armwood Hawk team. We'll be back to wrap up halftime. 34-15, the Nease Panthers on top of the 2-time defending state champion in Class 4A, Armwood Hawks. And we showed you what Timmy Tebow did there in the first half, and it wasn't all Tebow and the Panthers. There were some flashes for the guys wearing blue too.
Yeah, the Hawks had a 15-point run in the first half to actually take the lead. Eric Smith with the easy touchdown reception off the play action. Nice pass. Justin Hickman, 7 of 10 in the first half, and then a little special teams run there. Zach Cooper fumbles the snap. They get a safety, and then a guy I know you like, Batesy, Matt Brevy, taking it to the house, and Armwood actually went ahead 15-14 at this point.
Brevy taking it all the way, and that was a huge momentum boost as you see the blue crew jumping high on the sidelines. But those penalties have hurt for Armwood.
Look at that number, 18 first downs by Nease. Terrific offensive first half, and 191 yards, not bad for Armwood, but as Callahan said, got to eliminate the mistakes, get scores, and stops if they're going to get back in this game.
Well, and with Coach Callahan right now is Kim Anthony.
Coach, what's your assessment of your first half?
Tim Tebow is a heck of a football player, but he's making more plays than we are right now, and we need to make a little bit more. It's not like we haven't stopped him, but we need to start putting good plays behind good plays, and that's what it's coming down to. I mean, he's a big difference maker right now, and offensively we can move the ball if we just don't, shoot ourselves in the foot with the penalties. So we feel good about the second half. We really do.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, Kim. And coming out of that halftime locker room, Coach Callahan and those Armwood Hawks look up at the scoreboard, and a 19-point deficit right now. So a big hill to climb, but a whole second half to do it. A lot of football to be played, and they'll get it started offensively as they will receive this opening kickoff of the second half. We saw there in the halftime and something that they can do special teams wise. Before we get it going, let's check back in with Kim. Working hard down there, Kim. She's with Craig Howard.
Coach, great first half by Tim Tebow. How special is this guy?
Well, he's a great player. He's going to be a great college player. I just thank God I got one more half to coach him. He's had a great career at Nease, and he's brought our team to the state championship with our boys. Every one of our boys is so excited to play in this state championship. We're playing as a team, but Timmy Tebow is our quarterback for 2 more quarters.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Kim. For 2 more quarters, he'll wear the gold and the green of the Nease Panthers, a program that Coach Craig Howard has turned around with a lot of help from his quarterback, but also all those other guys and all those fans on the sidelines and that coaching staff, a wonderful coaching staff he's put together, and they got to put it all together for 2 more quarters. There you see an Alabama Crimson Tide hat over there on the sideline. Alex Amaral, the kicker, will kick this one off.
44 snaps for that offense in the first half for Nease. That's just dominating football, and that will wear out a defense. We came into this game talking about the defense of Armwood and their 5 shutouts this season. And there are 8 returning starters from a state championship team, but they've got to play better, get more 3 and outs against Craig Howard and his offense. But first and foremost, they got to get some points on the scoreboard to get back in this football game.
And the second half of the 4A state title game is underway. Curtis Thompson will take this one. And boy, is he hit hard. Doubling up, Aaron Roby cleaning up. Graham Bates wearing that number 40 that his papa used to wear for so many years with the Dallas Cowboys. Graham and Hunter Bates, part of triplets. They're sophomores. Hunter starts at safety and wears number 7. There's a special teams great. And Sean Callahan hoping his offense can do a little bit better, open up this second half than his special teams did to give him the field position to start with.
Well, 49 points combined in the first half. No big surprise. These 2 teams combined to this point this season for over 1,100 points, Batesy. That's a lot of offense. We'll see if Armwood can keep pace with Nease in the second half.
So Hickman from under center keeps this one. Wishes he hadn't. Danny Russell waiting on him. Al Delaporta also from his linebacking spot on the stop.
Second down, 10 to 15.
Look at the numbers of Justin Hickman in that first half. And this pitch goes out to Eric Smith. Eric Smith is bottled up there at the 10-yard line. A flag comes down.
Another penalty on the ground. Looks like it'll go against Armwood, and not the start Coach Callahan was wanting. And you heard him tell Kim Anthony down there coming out the half, got to eliminate these penalties.
Blue, decline, third down.
Penalties and turnovers so costly throughout these playoffs to many teams. Teams like Pahokee, a couple of South Florida teams, Pahokee, the Blue Devils, and last night in the national championship game of high school football, the St. Thomas Aquinas Raiders. Very sloppy play. So a 3rd and 15 now from your own 10-yard line. That's what you're looking at. Armwood Hawks. Floating this one out top, and look at this, almost pulling it down. Eric Smith. The accuracy of Justin Hickman is there, but his receivers haven't held on to it when he has threaded that needle.
Well, there have been dangerous receptions. I mean, you watch Smith, he's going up in traffic. Might have thought he was going to get hit right here from the safety position coming up, but unable to bring it in. Look at him right down the middle. They love to run those seam routes, and he probably saw number 21, Jared McNaught, coming in there and unable to bring it down and unable to make a big play.
So Justin Hickman and company will go over and take a break on the sideline, and a 38-yard punt will put Timmy Tebow and company in good field position to start their first drive of the second half.
And one thing you don't want to give this offense is a short field. Now, I know a lot of great offensive coaches, and sometimes when you have things...
25-second clock on the field. It's now operational.
All right, the clock on the field's now operational as he chimes in. But a lot of offensive coaches, when you have the momentum like that going at the half, you hate to go to the halftime. You hope that your offense doesn't get too complacent there. Let's see what Nease looks like to start the third quarter.
And on the ground is where they'll open it up. And a big gainer, Dante Owens, charging through the secondary, tries to make a couple cuts back. Travis Crowley trying to help him along the way. 33 yards, though, and deep down into Armwood Hawk territory. So just as they left off in the first half, here come the guys wearing the green and Vegas gold as they hunt for gold in the state title game.
Yeah, inside zone play to Dante Owens, and he steps up through the hole and makes a big play. Of course, his running back coach, Frankie Franklin, one of the greats in high school football, Jacksonville Sandalwood, lost in the state championship to Miami Northwestern, and Snoop Menace in a great game played up in Daytona Beach years ago.
First down to Cooper. Or Austin Silvoy, rather, coming from his slot position. And Silvoy, the other senior slot man, pulls it down. A flag down on the field, though, back near the line of scrimmage.
Well, this offense is really dialed in as they get a holding call right there, so they'll have to go backwards. But they've shown the ability to overcome down and distance situations all day against this Armwood defense.
Holding, White, repeat first down.
Thank you, Mike Parks. So a 1st and 20 now for the Panthers. Hawks defense needs to come up with something big here. Big turnover would be key for the momentum. The guys in blue. Jake Cross, a big sack would have worked too, but Tebow gets it off. Ellis can't pull it down. Great defensive play there by Akeem Joseph to come through and rake those wrists and make the ball incomplete and hit the ground.
Well, they come with the all-out blitz, so he's going to throw it right over the middle of the field. One-on-one coverage. Ellis is going to go up, try to bring it in. But as you mentioned, Akeem Joseph making the defensive play. Here he is at press coverage. He's working him inside. Gets off of him. The jump ball. Ellis usually gets his hands on that, but a good job by Joseph ripping his arms down, forcing him to drop it. 7 receptions today for Ellis. Big day for that receiver.
Good to see him healthy and back out there. This one, Tebow overthrows his receiver. Josh Collier had his hands on it, almost pulled it down. Austin Silvoy, the intended receiver, one more time. And there's another flag over there where that pass was heading.
Flags are out early, and
push off. Maybe a little pick, as there were 2 receivers in the vicinity over there for the Panthers. Not the way you wanted to start the second half for both offenses.
Offensive pass interference on White. Loss and down. It will be 3rd down.
and 30 for Timmy Tebow. And he's got some pressure to deal with first. Wiggles away from two guys, and look out. Waiting down there is Chandler Barden. And Chandler Barden has a touchdown, a 40-yard reception for the season.
Busted coverage by Armwood, and once again, the mobility of Timmy Tebow allows his receivers time to get open, and another big play for the Nease Panthers.
Tebow's fired up, a 3rd and 30. And not only do they get the first, but they get 6 points out of it. Chandler Barden, also a lacrosse player, playing a little lax for the Panthers. Alexander All one more time. And one more time, he is true. So 41-15.
Sergio Joyner going to get up inside on the rush there, flushes Tebow out of the pocket, but instead of running, he knows it's 3rd and 30, buys himself time, scramble drill, play side receiver goes deep, touchdown Nease. His ability to scramble and then throw, I think, gives him the best opportunity to be successful at the next level. I know a lot of offenses in college now, including the ones in the SEC, want a quarterback that can run a little option, have an athletic guy, and he's definitely that, Tim Tebow. But I think his ability to run within the pocket, in the framework of the offense, and allow receivers to get open creates bigger plays at the next level. And I think that's what he's going to be very good at.
And not just the SEC coaches, of course, that would love to get his signature, but Pete Carroll and 2 assistants from USC were in town this week to check on him. Mike Shula, of course, from Alabama, Urban Meyer, Les Miles and Jimbo Fisher have visited quite a bit. And back in the spring, Coach Tressel, Coach Lloyd Carr from Michigan, and Coach Coker from down here in Miami. And Brady, those are the coaches that have visited him. Now, as far as visits that he's been on, how about this? He visits Florida FSU weekend, and what a game that was. You know, that's everything that Urban and company could hope for. But he visited Alabama when Florida played there, so Mike Shula got their wish. He visited UCLA weekend. LSU, he went there when they beat Florida. He's been to the Ohio State-Michigan game, FSU. I was talking to his dad. He said, yeah, we just decided at the beginning of this year that we were going to have some fun with this one. Shoot, I'll say that's a sports fan's dream life, not just a dream season. He's seen some big-time games and going to be playing in some on Saturdays. In the future, Justin Hickman rolls out and throws this one out of bounds as he's hit hard.
Well, he's also had the Entertainment Sports Programming Network following him his entire season, senior season, for a documentary, which I think would be interesting, not from the standpoint of he's Timmy Tebow and he may end up at Florida or Alabama or even to Miami or something, but more interesting on how a kid handles recruiting nowadays. And you saw Kim Anthony with his mom earlier on. I think the more the parents welcome the recruiting process instead of turn away from it, the easier it becomes on the student athlete, and especially when you have a high-profile recruit like Timmy Tebow.
Eric Smith, a sophomore running back, take this one across the 25, and ball looked to squirt out of there late. Danny Russell on the tackle, but still Hawk football. You're absolutely right. I called the house the other day and talking to his dad, I was so apologetic because I felt bad, because just think of all the phone calls they have to answer as we take a look at the end of this one.
Ooh,
that ball was coming out.
That looks like that might have been a fumble again, and a break for Armwood.
But very receptive, the Tebow family. Oh, no, not bothering us. Very nice people. So a first down pickup here for Hickman. Curtis Thompson curled up right there at the sticks. Looks to be well enough for a first down.
Well, Tebow is an interesting story, and of course with all that comes the Tebow effect. And what that means is because of the attention he's gotten from all the recruiting, other kids on his program and on his team have also gotten recruited. They've had as many as 50 or 60 recruiters out at spring practice, and because people have come to see Tebow and said, hey, look at that guy, look at that guy, 7 to 9 guys can sign Division I scholarships. That is what they call in Nease territory the Tebow effect, and a lot of guys have that. Batesy and Emmett Smith's senior year, everybody in the country wanted him. 11 guys off his team signed Division I scholarships. You go up to Jacksonville Bulls, where Travis Carroll was, and all those guys, 9 guys off that team. Generally what happens when you have a marquee player that everybody wants to see, they find out about the other great players in your program.
So 2 times in a row to Eric Smith, and Eric Smith the second time a first down. He carries a few bodies, not done running yet. 8:07 left to go in this third quarter. A lot of football left, but got to start building something offensively for these Armwood Hawks, and they've taken care of the football, at least on this drive.
Eric Smith, 29 yards on the day. Obviously, Armwood down 26, but going to stay within the framework of their offense. No reason to rush. Getting the calls from the sideline of Coach Callahan's team, trying to execute better here in the third quarter.
Well, not much to do when Kyle Tim Payne, who had the big sack earlier, is waiting on you at the quarterback spot. Joey Flinchbaugh, junior and a senior, in his lap as soon as he turns around.
Well, this is a tough play. They come back to the play action. Look, they're going to pull the right guard out there, and he just doesn't get the block on Tim Payne, and he does it once again, his second sack of the night. Kyle Tim Payne beating the kick-out block of the guard.
And here comes Manny Wellington from his linebacker spot on the blitz around the edge. This time, an incomplete pass. Wow. How about this linebacker?
See, the guys are just not getting enough push. The blocks on the edge. All the pressure from Nease is coming from the outside, the ends and the linebackers, but the tackles and the backs are not getting their hands on the defenders and getting them off course and off track, allowing the quarterback an opportunity to step up and throw. They got to do a better job of picking off those protectors.
So a 3rd and forever this time for the Hawks, though, and not the same result for the Hawks offense. Justin Hickman is wrapped up by the linebacker, backup defensive end, Ian Aguilar. He's had a good day.
He really has, and Nease's defense is unheralded. Obviously, they've done a great job this year when they get the lead of not giving it up. I mean, it's one thing to say you got a great quarterback and a great offense, but their defense doesn't give up big leads.
Fair catch is called for and made by Ryan Ellis at the 33-yard line. A 32-yard punt for DeRochemont. Special teams late, sorry, Brady. Special teams late getting out there. You see in the screen, Bill Bates, who's a special teams coach. We had a lot of big special teams play, but not everybody's been on the same page today here in the state title game.
Well, Armwood's rushed them out there, and obviously they're trying to keep their defensive unit on the field. They may want to think of going punt safe, but with a big lead like this, just don't get too many numbers on the field.
Dante Owens, he's had the big numbers on the ground when it's gone his way. Jeremy Carver, Akeem Joseph waiting on him down the field about 10 yards. It's going to be close to a first down pickup. And that's 51. That's Jake Cross, the big senior defensive tackle, having a tough time getting up there, and he's been so big. A 3-year starter for this program. 2 state titles as he comes back trying to get number 3 today. And the leading tackler in the 2003 game, 92 tackles on this season. And Brady, he had the 2 sacks earlier for Coach Callahan and the Hawks.
He was very active in the first quarter there. You see him in the middle of your screen with the swim technique on Coach Howard's son, getting the sack early on. And here you get a good coverage sack, high motor, stays with the play. And early in that first quarter, he was very active on the defensive front. But overall, I think this offensive line for Nease, led by Howard and Wilson and Crowley and Assad Malik, Polachek, have done a terrific job. I really do. I mean, obviously Armwood's had some their moments, but this is a defense that came in averaging about 4 sacks a game. In the regular season, 100 yards a game, and they pretty much had their way. Tebow's made his plays, but overall I think the offensive line's done a really nice job for Nease today.
Bo Howard up front, the 6 foot, 235-pound senior, was 135 pounds as a freshman. Regional qualifier in wrestling last year, and it shows you what that weight program can do for a kid. Coach Cowgill set up. How about this? The hook and ladder. The swing going out there, and it's fumbled. Austin Silvoy couldn't hang on to the pitch from Ryan Ellis. There wasn't much room for him there anyway, but Jamal Payton takes it back the other way and puts it in the Hawks' hands.
Well, that was one time you would like your pitch guy on the hook and ladder to let it just keep the ball and live to see another day. Watch him right here. He never gets possession. Once the guy's past you and the pitch relationship is gone, you just got to hang on to it and take your 6-yard gain. Not a good decision. He never had the catch. Ellis, you got to catch it clean to make the pitch. And unfortunately for Nease, an ill-advised mistake, and let's see if Armwood can capitalize on it.
Hit this place from Slidell, Louisiana. Hurricane Katrina on the recovery, and Matt Brevy going up top for the receiver is Justin Hickman. Incomplete. Good coverage down the field by those Nease defenders. That time it was Mario Butler, the junior.
And we'll talk a little bit about, we've talked about Nease and how sound they've been tackling, and their defensive coordinator, Danny Calgill, who we had a chance to talk to before the game, and he's done a terrific job with this defense. It's not going to be the fastest defense you see in Class 4A, but they're well coached and good tacklers.
So Hickman goes out to Smith, this time in the air, and Smith, boy, he's been working. Yeah. No let up in that sophomore running back. Hunter Haynes hunts him down from his middle linebacker spot, but a first down pickup.
A good play out there on the perimeter. Going to swing pass now. He's going to throw it out to the slot back, Smith. Get him out on the perimeter. Good block right there at the point of attack. Gives him an opportunity to get up the field and make a play. And Tillison out there working hard, blocking on the perimeter, allowing his guy to pick up a first down.
And on first down, they go back to Smith. Smith across the 20. And down near the 10-yard line are Marquise Branton on that carry. 20-yard gain for Branton. So there's the 1-2 punch they're starting to work with Eric Smith and number 35, Marquise Branton, the senior.
Just the dive play to the fullback. Nobody home on the inside. Both tackles shaded outside. And that has been the most productive run play all day. Branton's had a solid day, the fullback for Armwood.
First and 10 now. Hickman will keep this one, pulling it out of the belly of his fullback and dives forward for a couple near that 5-yard line.
Trying to hurry it up a little bit, the junior quarterback, Justin Hickman. That fullback so tough to stop. That Armwood attack. Branton's had a solid day from that position, but they need points, and they need points quickly here in the third quarter. They could get back into this thing with a couple of scores.
Branton behind Hickman, the fullback. Fake goes to him. Ball goes up in the air. It's tipped. Incomplete pass. You talk about Branton and Smith and Hickman even, and their new backs, behind the BMW lineup last year of Bailey, McCray, and Williams, but there were so many blowouts last year that they got a lot of experience. Calvin Bailey, of course, at Iowa, McCray at Indiana, and Williams at Bethune-Cookman. Boy, were they ever special to watch against Lake Gibson last year. And Lake Gibson, for all their effort, 2-time state runner-up, they get in a new division and this year. And, oh, by the way, meet Coach Bill Castle and the Lakeland Dreadnoughts. They're in Division 8, or District 8, in Class 5A. Hickman doesn't like what he sees. He tucks it and runs. A flag on the field. If it stands, it's a touchdown.
I think they're going to get nabbed for a lineman downfield, but let's see what happens. Could have been a block back in there. A hold on the defense. So a break for Armwood. Nease was pointing the other way, and an athletic run by Hickman. As you said, Bates, nothing there. Didn't like what he sees. Made the quick decision and got the touchdown for Armwood.
Tucked it away and got it in there. DeRochemont will come out and try to add to this 21-point score of Armwood. Here he is.
Everybody's covered. You gotta like Hickman's savvy. You really do. You gotta love that kid. Only a junior, he's been as good as advertised as well. Coach is talking very highly of him this week.
Yeah, called him the most competitive kid he's ever coached, and that's in 25 years of coaching. And it's a team that doesn't give up. They were down and almost out against Winter Haven, came charging back to win it 2 weeks ago. Can they finish off this one for the three-peat? They've got a long way to go. Nease ball when we return. For the Armwood Hawks with 4:45 to go in the third quarter. They'll kick it away now and put it back in the hands of the Nease Panthers. And the Panthers offense will come out and start at the 20-yard line as this ball goes into the end zone here at Dolphin Stadium. Justin Hickman. Towel over his head, trying to cool off. The clouds are out right now, but it's been a sunny, hot afternoon here in Miami.
Both scores in this half set up off turnovers. Nease got theirs off a turnover, and then the hook and ladder. Trickeration by Nease backfires on them, allows Armwood to go down and score, and let's see if Armwood's defense can step up now after the offense has given them some points.
Well, it was this offense that set them up for that touchdown. The hook and ladder that went to the ground and was costly, picked up by Jamal Payton. That time Dante Owens tried to get something going, but he's met in midair by Dougie Thompson.
Well, Dante Owens, a senior running back. Good speed and also a good blitz protector. Will step up in there and pick up the linebacker on the blitz.
2nd and 9 now for Timmy Tebow. Owens next to him in the shotgun. Taking their time. They got the luxury of the big play clocks here in Dolphin Stadium, something they don't have week in, week out throughout the high school season. And look at the wheels that keep churning on number 5. Let's go check in with Kim Anthony one more time.
Thanks, James. The Nease athletic program has gone beyond the call to get their players seen by the nation's colleges. Coach David San Juan created a website called NeaseProspects.com. On the site, they can find both athletic and academic accomplishments, which includes whether or not a player is qualified for Division I schools. And for some players, you can even see video highlights. The college coaches love it. They have actually marveled about the way they've been able to showcase their players. James?
Thank you, Kim. We spent a lot of time on that website preparing for this game. A lot of great info on there. And on 3rd down, the top prospect, maybe ever to come through Florida high school football, let alone Nease High School, stretches and can't quite make that first down stick. There's NeaseProspects.com.
Making it easy on the recruiters. They don't have to do any work. They can just go here, check it out, and you got all the accolades and the awards. But that's the guy they're going to see in that first line. Look at that long line. Look at the offers right there for that particular player, and a ton of guys on there as well. It's a good defensive series, though. Back to the field, momentum switching Armwood's favor. The 2-time defending champs trying to make a three-peat, get a 3-and-out against Team Tebow and the Nease Panthers.
Zach Cooper trying to kick this one away. Good punt off. Line drive, and it's kicked by Brevi. Kicked what appears to be into the hands of Al Della Porta. Jeremy Carver, they're deep. Not Brevi, and Carver, the new punt returner in, can't hang on to it.
You're right. Brevi was the guy on the kick, and there you see Carver right there trying to come in, and Nease gets the turnover.
Brevi, who was so big for his team in the first half, on the kickoff return after the safety for a touchdown. Costly here after a big stop by that defense on 3rd down, sending Timmy Tebow and company off of the field. They give him fresh life now. So on 1st down, here's Tebow, and he goes up top. That's Ryan Ellis. Ryan Ellis can't get to it. Double coverage. One step past him, but so is the ball.
Ellis unofficially on the day with 7 receptions. He came in with 93. The state record in 1988 was 99, set by Matt Fryer at Live Oak Swanee. On my counts, unofficially, he has 100. That would be a new FHSA state record.
So quarterback will keep this one. That's Timmy Tebow. Flags coming down, landing right on top of him, and so is Dougie Thompson. And back the other way. We'll send him back across midfield.
Holding, White, repeat, second down.
Well, Brady, right next to Timmy Tebow on the NeaseProspects.com website was that man with the Alabama hat on. That's Charlie Kirschman, number 44 for the Nease Panthers, and not wearing that 44 jersey today as he just had his shoulder operated on, separated his shoulder 2 or 3 times this year. And talking to Coach Craig Howard, he said, you know, a lot of guys will get hurt over the years and they'll just kind of disappear. Charlie Kirschman has not missed a practice, been there to help his team. Every year he's a big part of this state championship run, and they're trying to finish it off now. This pass goes out to Dante Owens. And there's big Jake Cross waiting on him. Jeremy Carver coming up from his safety spot. So the defense has been playing some football here in the second half for Armwood.
Here you see Kirschman, verbal commitment to Alabama. And of course, Alabama, one of the finalists, we think, for the Tim Tebow sweepstakes. And of course, Mike Shula scheduled to get a visit with the Tebows and young Tim on Monday night prior to his announcement the following Tuesday.
Tebow trying to get away from Dougie Thompson and Jake Cross. He does that time, gets up across midfield, but it was 3rd and 22 and only a gain of 10. Jeremy Carver finally wrapping him up.
Well, this is a time where I think Armwood prefers Tebow to run instead of use his arm. 3rd and 25, and Tebow does a great job showing his athleticism, breaking a tackle, getting into the secondary. But he's not going to pick up that first down with his legs, and that's good defense by Armwood. Take away the pass, let him run it, keep him in front of you, and they'll get the football back.
I know, Brady, you guys watch a lot of college football on Saturdays over the past couple of years. Matt Jones of Arkansas, now at Jacksonville. Maybe when he tucks that ball and runs, he's got the same talents, got the same legs. Zach Cooper gets this one off, and there's a good punt that's going to hit about the 15-yard line and roll right on into the end zone for the Hawks, and they'll set up shop at the 20 as 6 seconds left to go in this third quarter. 49-yarder that turns into a 29-yard net punt.
Well, Matt Brevy can go over there and thank his defense on the sideline. That veteran defense who made some adjustments at halftime for bailing him out off the fumbled punt. And now Armwood does get the ball back, even though there's only 6 seconds left, but trailing by 19. Plenty of time left for them to get back into this football game. They certainly have got some momentum, scoring on their last offensive series.
Hickman, the junior quarterback, sets up and throws it over the head of Lance Tillison. He tipped it right before Mario Butler could pull it down. Kind of scary for Armwood fans, and that's the way the third quarter ends here today in the 4A state championship game. So one more quarter for the Golden Boy, Timmy Tebow. He's been hot today for Coach Craig Howard. They've got one more quarter with his guy. It's 41-22 at the end of 3. The FHSAA Football Championships on Sun Sports are brought to you by NikeGridiron.com. By State Farm. State Farm reminds you to play strong, play hard, play fair. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And by Gatorade Thirst Quencher. Gatorade, is it in you? So just off of I-4 and just east of Tampa is a developing community called Seffner, with a football team that's helping to develop an image, and they'd like to make it 3 state championships on the sign that says Seffner, Florida. Lance Tillison who's a Slidell, Louisiana native, now calling Seffner home for his senior high school season. Catches that one. Manny Wellington brings him down.
Armwood going with the hurry up. Hickman looks very comfortable in the offense, throwing the football. Really gets out of his hands quick.
Marquise Branton comes barreling through there. And talking to Coach Callahan, that hurry up 2-minute offense has been huge. Only 2 times the past couple years, and that's each time against Booker T. Washington. They've been through so many blowouts. He said, we never, ever have to use the 2-minute drill, but we practice it all the time. And boy, has it ever helped when they've been in those semifinals against the great Miami team over the past few years. So here goes Hickman, this time to Smith. Smith pulled down after a little bit of work. Manny Wellington there.
Dangerous play there. Good job in the open field for Nease making the tackle. They're going to throw the screen out here to Smith. A little bit low, but he's able to make the first guy miss. And Butler, but Wellington comes in and wraps him up. And they need more plays down the field if they're going to get back into this football game. Big plays.
2nd and 7. He pump fakes and then puts it back out there to Tillison. Tillison turns it up. Gets just across midfield before he's pulled down. Ted Stakaitis is the one who does it, but it's 15 yards later and across midfield.
Now they go back to the screen play to the other side. Tillison, the story you've talked about during this game, a great story. Athletic, looks as healthy as he's been all season, and picks up some positive yardage.
Armbands coming into play here for this offense as they continue this no huddle. And Hickman going up top for Curtis Thompson. Well past Curtis Thompson's reach. Vince Ratto, the junior cornerback, there on the coverage.
That's something you'd like to be able to work on as the quarterback becomes more polished and more experienced. Hickman will have another year, and if you don't sense the pressure, maybe you hold the ball there just another half second to give your receiver a chance to get out there. Showed good arm streak there, and of course tried to look off the safety. Nease playing cover 2 on that series, coming back with cover 3 on this one, a 3-deep zone.
And 2nd and 10, a lot of pressure there on Hickman. First one through is Hunter Haynes. Al De La Porta comes to join him and wrap up Justin Hickman.
Well, they brought a 5-man pressure there. You see number 51, Hunter Haynes, they drop. He'll come right off the edge. No back to that side to pick him up. And the 5-man pressure coming from the weak side for Nease. Good defensive series there, or good defensive call by Coach Cowgill and that defensive staff. Look at the number of sacks. They take some chances on defense.
41 sacks. 4 of those sacks before this game was by Hunter Haynes. So a 3rd and long now for Hickman, and a short pass. There's the hook and ladder the other way. Tillison to Smith. Smith gets up close to that first down stick, right across the 40. Depending on the spot, a 14-yard pickup on 3rd and 15.
All right, here's the look at the pitch relationship there. See that pitch relationship? That was much better. The catch and the pitch, much easier to do. But the first guy, watch it right here with Tillison. See how he catches it? Right here, he's going to catch it and then pitch. Good job. At the first time when Nease ran it and had the turnover, he never had full possession. The pitch relationship got off, and that's why you have the turnover. Executed much better here by Seffner. Armwood, see, there's the nice pitch right there. Look at that pitch relationship once again. Good job by the back, and sometimes you got to wait on that guy to make the catch, but one team executed it flawlessly, the other one a turnover.
Well, this Armwood Hawk team has had a lot of practice with that. As you take a look at Matt Brevy down on the ground, he's banged up, but Chris Taylor, the offensive coordinator, has pulled out those trick plays, and they always seem to come against Washington. They used a hook and ladder, a reverse, and tried a double pass all in last week's game, and he walked off the field after the game with his pants pockets hanging out saying, I don't have anything left. But we do. It doesn't stop for us on Sun Sports. When football is over, our sister network, FSN Florida, is home to over 100 college basketball games this season, from the Noles, Gators, and Canes to one of the most powerful conferences in college basketball, the ACC. FSN Florida is your home for college basketball. For a complete listing of games, visit fsnflorida.com. So that's your homework assignment. FSNFlorida.com, SunSportsTV.com, NeaseProspects.com, and you should be covered, right?
Absolutely. And this Armwood team could certainly have it covered. Academically, Coach Callahan's team GPA over 3.0, Batesy. That's pretty good stuff. You see Brevy walking it off. That's a good sign. Very proud of this program and what he's building there at Armwood. You realize that his first season with the Hawks, he was 0-10. 0-10. And that shows a lot of resiliency to get through that first season and build a program, as you mentioned, around a community of a growing community of Seffner, Armwood, and this football program is something they hang their hat on. 42-1 over the last 3 years, and he can tell his kids about coming back.
So 4th and very short and very scary for the Hawks as Hickman hands off to Branton and then falls on his backside. They look to have the first down, though, enough yardage. The Blue Crew. They've been pretty rowdy in Gainesville over the past couple of years.
Everybody up in there, submarine blocking, trying to find some room. And a lot of times this one depends on whether it's a right foot spot or a left foot spot.
First down, says Mike Parks, the head official of the Miracle Strip officiating crew, from over in the Panhandle. So keeping it alive for the Armwood Hawk coaches is this offense. 9:31 to go now in the fourth quarter. 41-22, Nease High School on top of Armwood High School in the 4A state title game. Hickman gets this one out to Smith. Smith runs out of 2 tackles, 2 would-be tackles. Danny Russell bringing him down. Manny Wellington one more time over there.
I think there was a miscommunication out there at the receiver position. Tellison turned around thinking he was going to get the catch, so he didn't go out and block. So once Smith got it, he had a whole lot of blocking. Watch, he's going to do a quick screen to motion. And Tillison thought it was coming to him. Smith was able to catch it.
Well, that one went to Tillison, and he couldn't get to it and get his hands on it. Wellington over there on the coverage. And you know, Brady, you talk about the Tim Tebow effect and all these colleges coming in to look at him and picking up some other guys like Hunter Haynes, who's the middle linebacker and is on his way to Wake Forest. And at 5'9", 200 pounds, Manny Wellington may have been overlooked by a lot of people, but the more tape they watch on Nease, the more time this guy stands out. Navy, BYU, and Air Force all after his services. And here comes a sophomore, Smith, who in a couple years people may be knocking on his door too. Does he get in? They give it to him. Touchdown, Eric Smith. What a run. 36 yards.
And the Hawks are back in action. Staying with their game plan, the quick passing game, the short passing game, and then they bust one out in the running game. Eric Smith, the sophomore, up the gut, where they've had the most success all day long against that Nease defense.
Hickman remains in. He'll call a timeout here, a timeout that may be costly as these precious seconds tick down as you try to mount this comeback. 8:45 in this fourth quarter.
That's a 13-point deficit, trying to decide if they want to get down to 2 scores, but run the isolation to the weak side. And the man you were just talking about, Wellington, got picked by the referee or the back judge there. And look at the effort by Smith, putting the hand on the ground and diving into the end zone. Good call by the referees. That is a touchdown for Armwood. Watch 3 in the middle of the screen. There's the ISO, good block at the point of attack, but he gets picked. See him right there, get picked by the umpire. And because of that, clear sailing for Smith into the end zone with one last guy to beat, and he's in. Now trailing by 13, they're trying to decide if they want to go for 2 or not. A 2-point conversion puts you down 11, which is 2 scores, a touchdown, a 2-point conversion, and a field goal. If you don't go for it, then you definitely need 2 touchdowns. Or if you don't convert it, you still need 2 touchdowns. Either way, it looks like they're going to go for 2.
So making sure everybody is on the same page using this timeout here. Very important 2-point conversion. Derek DeRochemont hit a game winner against Winter Haven a couple weeks ago. This one for 2. Hickman finds his man. The receiver streaking over there is Johnny Carter, the junior. And that 2-point conversion is good. And it's an 11-point lead now for Nease. Hickman has been battling all day long. Can they continue to battle? We'll find out. The first half was all Timmy Tebow and the Nease Panthers. But the Blue Crew has had a whole lot to cheer about here lately in the second half, as their Hawks have steamed back and now trail by only 11. They've played some strong, stingy defense here in this second half, too, and they need one more big stand right here to put the ball back in their offense's hands, as Derek DeRochemont, the junior kicker, will kick this one away. A booming kick that's going to make its way to the end zone, and that ball will make its way to the 20-yard line. Sun Sports and FSN Florida is home to over 1,000 live events each year. These 2 networks are home to the Magic, Heat, Lightning, Panthers, Marlins, and Devil Rays, along with your favorite college teams. For a complete listing of games, visit sunsportstv.com or fsnflorida.com, your web source for Florida sports. So, Brady, interesting this 4A title game has gotten. Now, we'll see if Timmy Tebow can run his show. Down 80 yards. The opening drive went 80 yards. He'll try to take this one. And there goes Tebow with the legs across the 50-yard line. The 40, the 30. Tebow dragged down from behind as he gets down to the 10-yard line by the safety, Akeem Joseph. The man who has been so deadly to opposing defenses with both his arm and his legs runs 70 yards just when the Hawks are back knocking on the door, trying to get back in this one. Watch the Golden Child.
Yeah, good blocking at the point of attack. And then Tebow getting into the open field with one man to beat. Showing terrific speed and athleticism right there. Akeem Joseph with the saving tackle, but once again, give credit to the inside part of that offensive line for Tim Tebow, giving him room to run.
What a dagger to the heart of this comeback for the Armwood Hawks. Now they need to stiffen right here, because at 11 points, a field goal would still make it a 2-touchdown game. Dante Owens is wrapped up. Doc Rivers, the senior linebacker and captain of this defensive squad, in there in his face as soon as he takes the ball from Tebow. So regrouping and a big stop for the boys in blue.
Craig Howard's offense that he's formulated at Nease over his years of coaching. He's got a little bit of Steve Spurrier in him. As you see Tebow's numbers, a little bit of Hal Mummy, an offense we ran at Valdosta State in the mid-90s, and a little bit of Urban Meyer. And that play right there looked like some of the stuff Urban Meyer was running at Utah. Try to mix it all in, and what he has is his PE offense run by TT.
He's watching that big play clock here in the end zone at Dolphin Stadium. Trying to pull him off sides there. Big cross stays, and a little bit of time for Tebow. Finding Ellis a little bit too late. He can't get a foot down on this one. Ellis upset with that one. Thought he had a foot down before he went out of bounds.
Well, they run the out route to the boundary. Once again, a one receiver route. He's going to sprint out there and throw it. Outside linebacker gets his hand on it, and no, good call by the officials. Lead number 34, Walter Radney, got his hand on it for Armwood. may have thrown off the pace of the ball and allowed him to get out of bounds.
Good job by Radney. This Hawk defense needs a big stop here on 3rd down. Tebow's hit as he lets it go, and getting underneath it is Silvoy. Silvoy tucks it away and churns down near the goal line. What a great job under pressure of getting rid of this one, and then Silvoy does an excellent job of catching it, a 13-yard gain.
Well, I don't think anyone's going to question Tebow's toughness going to the next level. He gets hit a lot in high school, but watch, he's going to come out this way and throw it back the other way. Look at him, he's got the lineman out there turning back. You've got this window right here, and Silvoy almost gets into the end zone before Peyton trips him up.
You see the big man, James Wilson? Let me hit someone. Where are you? Where are you? He was looking him up. Well, look someone up now on 4th and 2. Here's a big one, 4th and 2. If the Hawks stop it, they're still in business, but it could be hard to come back on an 18-point lead. And Tebow knows how big this one is, turns and calls a timeout, and we'll run over there and talk it over with Craig Howard.
Well, I think they got to kick it here. I think you kick the field goal, go up 14, and you'd need 2 scores. We'll see what Craig Howard thinks as a meeting of the minds over there at Nease.
So a timeout for Nease and a timeout for us here on Sun Sports. How about this one? Happy holidays, Merry Christmas. Here's your present for a title. At 41-30, you're probably looking at the play of the game in the Class 4A state title right here. Timmy Tebow and his offense, 4th and 2 on the 2 of Armwood. Somebody jumped in the backfield, and this one will come back. That was Bo Howard, who usually plays center, lined up back there in the slot position. So here the kicking team will come out.
Well, maybe Bo was listening to me.
Dead ball. False start. On White. Still 4th down.
Daddy's over there talking to him, and Coach Howard's a positive coach. He's not going to give him an earful. But, you know, they were probably going to run that football. As you mentioned, when he was a sophomore, he was in the backfield because he only weighed 135 pounds. They put him in the heavy set and try to use him as a lead blocker. But now a field goal attempt for Nease to go up 14.
A 24-yard attempt for Alex Amaral. The senior kicks it and puts it through. So 44-30 now with 6:18 left. Still a 2-score lead, but this now 2 touchdowns and 2 extra points.
More conventional 14, but the way Coach Callahan's 2-point plays have been today, he might want to keep that in the books as they go. But his team fighting back like he told us at halftime. Terrific head football coach, and certainly is within arm's reach of getting back into this football game and having a chance to win. A half a quarter to go, down 2 scores, and you're going to have the football. Armwood still got a shot. Give them a lot of credit. Boy, they have fought this second half. Gotten back into this thing.
One thing that Coach Callahan will remember about this year's team is they have never given up. Been a bunch of scrappers, a bunch of kids who have waited in the wings to have a piece of this state title. Matt Brevy has been a big part of the teams in recent years, but a lot of new faces wearing the blue uniforms this year for the Armwood Hawks. They lost that BMW, who went on to the next level after last year's state championship game. And Matt Brevy will back up into his own end zone and bring it out to the 20-yard line here at Dolphin Stadium.
Think about what they're trying to get done today at Armwood. Lake Butler, Union County, 94, 95, 96. Belglade Central, 98, 99, 2000. Tallahassee FAMU, 76, 77, 78. And Baker, 83, 84, 85. The only 4 schools to win it 3 times in a row. Of course, Tallahassee North Florida Christian won it 4 times in a row, 98 through 2001. And Live Oak, which we've talked a lot about in this broadcast, Batesy won it 87 through 90, 4 times in a row. So he's about to get into some elite company if Armwood can pull off the win.
Well, look at the big ring there on Bill Bates' hand, safety coach and special teams coach. Eric Smith is going to run this one down across the 30-yard line, stays in bounds, and gets a first down. But a couple years ago, when Coach Howard came in, Brady, and started to build this program, and told you they went from 60 kids in this program to 165, he started a freshman team. And the guy to come on board and help coach his freshman team had 2 freshmen there playing, Hunter Bates and Graham Bates. Check in with Coach Parks, and that, of course, was Bill Bates. And Coach Howard said, who better to coach your freshmen about tackling and competing in the game of football than Bill Bates? He said, this guy was my hero.
Now, there you see that big 95 Super Bowl ring right there.
Personal foul, blue, repeat first down.
Won it there with the Cowboys, and he said, helping out the freshman team. And you know, they have what's called adjunct coaches here in Florida. They don't have it in Texas. He was in Texas for a while, and Coach Howard wanted him to coach. He said, I don't have time to teach, though. And here, the pass, the halfback pass, they try to set it up, and the flag's going to come out. Ted Stakaitis all over Marquise Branton. This one will go backwards for Armwood, but to finish up with Coach Bates, you know, he said, I'm too busy. He's running this temperature management systems, which is a really neat system of cooling down the players. A lot of the colleges and NFL teams are using it. It was actually invented at the University of Florida, and Nease High School is actually the only high school to use it. But he said, I don't have time to teach. He said, oh, you don't have to. He said, I jumped all over it.
Intentional grounding, loss of down. It'll be second down.
A chance to coach his own boys, and his boys are triplets. Their sister Brianna is up in the stands. She's a good volleyball player, and everybody agrees the toughest of the 3 by far. But that was one tough one for the Dallas Cowboys, and played his high school ball back in Knoxville, Tennessee at Farragut High School. Made it all the way to the semifinals, but lost in double overtime to Nashville Red Bank. So going to get a chance to add to his ring collection today with a state championship ring if they can finish this one off. Lance Tillison on that catch.
Armwood self-destructing in this series, gone backwards and reverted back to the way they played in the first half that had Coach Callahan upset with all the penalties and the mistakes, and Nease starting to feel it, getting excited inside of 6 minutes with a 3rd and long. This is a chance you want your front 7 to really tee off on defense. Let's see if Armwood has anything special in the playbook for the Nease Panthers.
Offensive coordinator Chris Taylor, we told you he had the pockets hanging out after that Booker T. Washington win last week right here in Miami. He may need to dig down a little bit deeper and find something here. What you got on 3rd down and 20? There's Coach Callahan trying to figure out what's going on.
Timeout.
Either that or he's working on his tan. You hold that big reflector underneath your chin down here. You see that a lot at the beach. What a sight this place has been, though. Dolphin Stadium in Miami, Florida. Miami-Dade Sports Commission has done a wonderful job of setting us up with these state championship games. Last year, FIU did a wonderful job. There's Coach Cowgill there in the middle, the strength coach, and also the defensive coordinator. And the Hawks cheerleaders still cheering them on.
A lot of titles have been won in this city. Miami played host to some of the most important games ever. 2007, the Super Bowl back for the 9th time. Of course, last year, USC won their 2nd title in a row in the FedEx Orange Bowl, which this year will be Penn State and Florida State. 2 legendary coaches.
Legendary program at Lakeland High School, winning a national championship in high school last night here on this field. Here goes Johnny Carter on 3rd and forever. Gets just about enough to get up to those first down sticks. An 18-yard gain on 3rd and 20. Hunter Bates, there he is. Bates, number 70, the sophomore, on the stop.
Jailbreak screen. Everybody's going to release the lineman down the field. Receiver comes behind the line of scrimmage, all the way back towards the tackle box, catches it, and then gets up the field.
Here comes Eric Smith. Eric Smith across the 30 and across the first down marker, so a fresh set of downs for Armwood. Hunter Bates again on the stop. He looked like Bill Bates coming out. You see that lick he put on him?
Well, how about Armwood overcoming the 3rd and long situation? You know, we've seen Timmy Tebow do that a couple of times today, and obviously the great quarterback, but Justin Hickman himself And this Armwood offense able to overcome that long yardage situation and stay alive in this football game.
So new life for Hickman. Puts this one up into double coverage. No, and it is caught by Lance Tillison. How about this play to keep it alive? A 27-yard pickup. Huh?
Watch this. He's going to catch it laying on his back. Two Nease defenders there go up. The ball comes down, and there's the catch. What a play.
Ratto and Bates were all over him. And Lance Tillison, the senior, keeping hope alive. Pitch goes to Smith. Smith slows up as if he was going to try to do something with it. He's going to do something with his legs, turn around and reverse field, go the other way, and look at him churn. Boy, is he fun to watch. Eric Smith making a whole lot of something out of nothing. 11-yard pickup.
The effort from this Armwood program shining through here in the fourth quarter, giving all they got to stay in this football game. Terrific catch and play by Tillison, followed up. Watch him now. He's going to reverse his field. He's going to come all the way to the left side on the speed option. Nease has it snuffed out perfectly. And then Smith uses his athletic ability to get back around the corner. And look at him breaking tackles. He refuses to go down. Terrific run. Great effort for the running back.
Smith refuses to go down. Hickman and company refuse to go away. Back up top for Hickman, just hoping to out-jump the defensive back. That's Vince Ratto on the coverage, and it's not going to happen there. The junior, good coverage on the senior wide receiver.
A lot of time left now as Armwood has managed to get all the way down to the scoring area inside the 30-yard line of Nease, overcoming third and long situation. This quarterback, we told you at the top, only a junior. Guy has a competitive fire like no other.
Well, keeping that fire lit now is Justin Hickman. Sets up and throws it off to Tillison. Tillison tips it, almost picked off by Ratto. But he can't hang on. Drama.
Both quarterbacks stepping up and playing well today. Look at this throw, Batesy. In between two. Tillison tips it up, almost intercepted by Ratto, and now another big third down.
3rd and 10 on this one. The ball on the 29-yard line. The junior quarterback, the captain of this offense, puts it up there, and there may be a flag thrown on this one. Eric Smith in the middle, and I can't believe it. He was hit well before the ball got there by Jared McNaught. No flags down on the play, though. So a 4th down now, Brady.
Let's take a look. He almost made the catch. They're going to go back to Smith. This is a play they've run a lot today. Down the seam of the defense. And there you see the contact right there by McNaught. And no call by the officials. And now a critical 4th down, and Armwood wants to take a timeout.
That was close, but all you got to do is take a deep breath and go for it now on 4th down here.
Timeout.
So no timeouts left for Armwood. We'll take a chance at this timeout to check in with Kim one more time.
Hey guys, I'm here with Armwood Athletic Director Danny Pickern. How do you feel about this program?
I couldn't be more proud. You know, we won 2 in a row, and nobody thought we could do it again this year, and here we are again. It doesn't look good right now, but I'll tell you something, our guys will never quit. They'll keep fighting till the end.
You've been down in the 4th quarter before, but you've been able to come back at least twice to get a win. Do you think that'll happen this time?
Well, it's just a tribute to our kids and our coaching staff. They don't give up, and right here they're continuing to fight. Hey, if we convert here and get one here, we're right back in the ball game. And we've been, like you say, we've been down all year long. We just keep plugging away and finding a way.
All right, thank you. Wish you the best. Guys?
Thank you, Kim. Daniel Pickard, got to be proud of his Hawks athletic program and this football team that's won 2 state championships the last 2 years in 4A, led by that man, Sean Callahan. And this is a pretty big play here for Hickman. He sets up and tries to put it up top to Tillison. Tillison comes underneath, but can't find it. Ball falls incomplete, and a turnover on downs. Mario Butler on the coverage for the Panthers.
Well, they tried to get Tillison one-on-one, decided, hey, we're going to formate the play to get Tillison one-on-one. Hickman, they want to give him a chance to go up and get it, but not his best throw. And, of course, there you see the numbers from the young quarterback. Pretty impressive under duress and from behind all day, but that might not have been his best throw, Batesy. He'd probably like to have that one back.
He's had some pretty throws, and it's been great coverage downfield, play in, play out by this Nease Panther defense. And all of his throws that have been complete have had to be right on the money. So here goes Tebow, going to try to chew away at that clock now with 4:11 to go in this ball game, the 4A state title game. Nease trying to win its first state championship here, leading by 2 touchdowns.
Coach Howard barking out signals. Of course, his 5th child, his daughter, is a junior at Nease High School. And I remember when Coach had them all, they were all little ones back in the mid-90s. They've all grown up now for Coach Howard, and he's done a terrific job with that program. A couple minutes away, of course, from a state title. If they can run this clock with Timmy Tebow.
Holding on to it is Tebow, stepping up to the tackle is Jeremy Carver. You know, you mentioned Craig Howard and all those influences that he's had over the years and molding and shaping this offense and his scheme. And one of the biggest influences was back in his days back at Oregon when he was around Mouse Davis and coaching against Mouse Davis, who was the godfather of the run and shoot offense. But
the Denver Gold, baby, of the USFL.
You got that right.
A stop here for Armwood, and they still have a chance with a score and an onside kick. They don't have any timeouts left, but Tebow's trying to pick up a critical 3rd down.
Rolling out on that 3rd down, and here comes the pressure. The ball goes down. Timmy Tebow drops it, and falling on it are the Armwood Hawks. There's the break you need, and Tebow's got a hold of that elbow. Dougie Thompson there on the tackle and recovers the fumble.
Tebow, that one's on him. He's carrying the ball too loosely with one hand, and he's had the better of that matchup today with Thompson. But watch this, outside the pocket, 3rd down, nothing there. You just want to get down and live to see another day, but he never puts the ball away. Number 34, Walter Radney, causes the fumble. Dougie Thompson gets it. There he is. He just got to tuck it away so he doesn't get it all the way to his body. And Radney and Thompson, the veterans, the seniors, getting the ball back for the offense.
Breathing life into this offense. Here goes Smith, the sophomore. Tillison's out there blocking for him. He's got a couple other blocks. Curtis Thompson and Lance Tillison leading the way for Eric Smith. Then a big pickup on 1st down.
Boy, this kid's been a workhorse today now. Eric Smith, just a young player. But penalties, penalties, penalties. And Coach Callahan looks back at this tape. If he had come up short, that would be one thing he'll definitely harp on to his program and his players.
Upset at this one. This one going the wrong way if you're trying to battle back and win this 3rd state title.
Holding 10 yards from the spot of the foul. Repeat, 1st down.
And what you hate is that's probably inside, away from the play. They just got it out on the flank, not holding out on the perimeter, and that's a tough one. They've got to get some shots at the end zone. They need 2 scores.
96 yards in penalties for Armwood. That one pretty costly there. And pressure in the face of Hickman as he throws the ball low for Tillison running the slant. You know, one penalty that stands out the most if you're an Armwood Hawk is the penalty that wasn't on that 3rd down. No call in the last drive.
You know, Timmy Tebow upset on the sideline, obviously. Turnover, putting his defense in a difficult situation.
So his defense trying to answer, though, and they do just that. How about you, Brian Stover, the senior backup defensive tackle there. 4.5 sacks on the year. This is a big sack in the state championship game on 2nd and long, turning it into 3rd and even more on Hickman.
Yeah, he's going through the double team right there in the middle of your screen. Stays with the play. Good coverage down the field. You mentioned earlier, Batesy, Nease has done a great job in coverage. Hickman nowhere to go, and now they're going backwards.
3rd and 19 for the Hawks. Hickman up top to Tillison. Tillison's got to out-jump someone, and he does. first down. Big pickup there for the man from Slidell, Louisiana. The Hurricane Katrina evacuee, 23 yards on that play.
Well, this is a much better throw. Remember I said Hickman would like to have that last one back? Well, this is what he was trying to do the first time. Give his receiver a chance and an opportunity to go up and get it, and Tillison rewards him with a terrific catch on 3rd and long, and Armwood back in business.
Big numbers for Lance Tillison. Going to get a shot at the next level, Coach Callahan said. He's been banged up all year, but he's back, and he's trying to make a touchdown here and to pull his team within 7. Can't pull it down, though. Double coverage. And you're seeing it in every play now. He's covered. They're just relying on his athletic ability to go up and pluck it down.
Especially if you give him a chance with the throw. And the last one was an underthrown fade. Here he's just trying to get out there in the end zone. If he underthrows this one, he might have a chance, but he's able to tip it away. Now, no timeouts left for Armwood. They can't pick up a first down, but they might be able to sneak a run in there, and they might want to think about it, although it would milk some clock. Maybe sneak one up in there. You might be able to hit a trap or something.
Well, the way Eric Smith is running, it may not be a bad idea. This one, though, goes to Matt Brevy, and here come the flags. So 2nd and 9, ball on the 9. The pass interference call by Mr. Parks on the Nease defense.
Quick slant here by Brevy. Butler all over him. Left arm got in there way too soon. And Brevy looking for the call, gets it this time, and now that'll be more yardage towards the goal line for Armwood, but they need points.
Defensive pass interference. Half the distance to the goal line. Automatic first down.
And they need those points in a hurry. 1:44 now left in this 4A state title game. They've won it the past 2 years, but it's been a lot easier than this. They got to climb uphill. Here comes Hickman trying to get downhill and into the end zone. But Wellington and Stakaitis are waiting on it.
Good job defensively by Nease, forcing Hickman inside to the pressure.
Brevy gets inside the defender, pulls down this ball and doesn't pull it down. Incomplete. Went down and hit the ground. Looked like he had a touchdown there.
Fans were cheering, but he wasn't unable to come up with a catch. That tough slant. And, you know, if you're Butler, you might want to jump inside. Watch him here. He's just going to go straight inside. Doesn't give a move on Butler and is unable to come up with a catch. If he just gives him a little bit of move outside, he might be able to create some separation and give Hickman a better opportunity to throw. A little more of a window there.
Offense checking those wristbands. 3rd down and 3. This one goes to Smith. Smith around the corner into the end zone. We've got an 8-point game with that 3-yard gallop by the sophomore. Has been so huge for this Hawk offense today.
He has been terrific. A workhorse. A young fella. He's going to need to be iced down after this one. Eric Smith finding pay dirt. And it's going to come down to an onside kick. And, of course, Coach Callahan and his team very well coached in the special teams area. It's going to be very, very interesting.
The Rochemont puts it through. We've got a 7-point game.
They're going to fake the dive and hand the end around to Smith. There you go. Fake it, hand it around. Big fella's out there sealing. Look at Tillison blocking out there on the perimeter. An easy sledding for the touchdown for the Armwood Hawks, and they're back in it. Look at Tillison. He sells the pass, sets his defender up. Look at him blocking out there on the perimeter. Good job. He's a good all-around wide receiver. No wonder some college recruiters are jumping on him late coming out of that outstanding program at Armwood, and they capitalize off the turnover. Defense forces something, and there's Eric Smith over 100 yards. Batesy comes down to the onside kick, and which one have they been working on all year? Which strategy will they use for Coach Callahan and Armwood?
Well, if you're an Armwood Hawk, hopefully the one that works. We've seen a few different approaches at it in these state championships. We've seen the line drive even a couple times, trying to bounce it off the pads of the Hands team. And here trots the Hands team onto the field is Darren DeRochemont. sets up the ball for a very important onside kick. And the Nease Panthers going to try to pull it down.
Most important thing for the kicker is to keep his eye on the ball, hitting it in the right place, the upper third, so he gets that big hop. He can't look downfield.
State title on the line with this onside kick. It's a good one. Gets through there, a good hop. The Hawks have a chance at it. Who falls on it? Who's going to come up with it? What an excellent kick for DeRochemont. No signal yet. The Hawks are saying it's theirs, and it is. 7 points. They trail by 1:12 left to go in this game. And the guys in blue refuse to die. Coming out of the bottom of that pile is Josh Collier, the cornerback, the senior.
Wow. The perfect onside kick. Nease, somebody's got to come up and get it. Watch it take the second hop right there. Someone to get out of the way. And I believe it was 16 for Nease. Stakaitis, who had a chance to get it. Watch him right here. You've got to make that catch. Also, I believe 81 in there, Brian Ellis and Hunter Bates in there as well, but they were unable to come up with it, and now Nease's defense is going to need a stop.
Ball thrown behind the line of scrimmage, and that's where Brevy is tackled by Ratto. So this clock is ticking. No timeouts for the Hawk offense. They're at the 49-yard line and under a minute to go in this state title game.
Great play by Ratto right there. And wow, he's going to clock it on second down with 50 seconds to go. So now they've got 2 plays to cover 15 to 20 yards just to get the clock stopped again. Right now, if you're the coach on the sideline, Coach Callahan, you got to let Hickman know. Remind your guys it's third down. Sometimes things get moving here. You forget you clocked one, and you think it's a different down. Watch it once again. Somebody's got to step up and get it. There you see several guys. Stakaitis in there, Hunter Bates, Ryan Ellis, unable to come up with it. Terrifically executed by Armwood.
Coming through all that traffic, kind of like a hockey goalie. When that crease is so crowded, it pops into your lap, and boom, surprise, it's there. Back in the Hawks' hands, 3rd and long now. Streaking down the middle of the field is Smith, but Hickman can't find him. So 4th and 16 now.
Yeah, Smith, that same play, they would throw trips to the field, run him down the middle of the field on a seam route, trying to find him between the linebacker. You'll see him coming there. He's going to come around 51 right there into your screen. And just not enough air. Very small window, but Smith had a hard time finding it. Hickman's got to hang on to the ball now.
Like you said, Brady, that first down tackle by Vince Ratto was huge. And here it is, 4th down and 16. Hickman's got the time. He's got Tillison, and Tillison can't pull it down. And after the hard-fought battle, an attempt at a comeback by the Armwood Hawks, it's the Nease Panthers that will leave here today victorious. 40 seconds left to go in this game. And what a battle by the undercard, as you called him earlier, Justin Hickman, wearing the blue uniform. As all the publicity all season long has been on those Nease Panthers and their quarterback, Timmy Tebow. Well justified, but oh, what a tough one for Coach Callahan.
Well, we could see 2 state champions now from St. Johns County. They may be rivaling Polk County, and nothing to hang your head there on the Armwood sideline. Boy, that was a perfectly executed play for Coach Callahan. He had his line blocking down, plenty of room for the quarterback to throw, and Hickman just couldn't get it out there to Tillison on his front numbers. And that kid has been terrific today. A lot of heart in that program.
There's DJ Mitchell, the guy who was so big at the wide receiver position all year long and got hurt in that 10th game, unable to play today. Giving his quarterback a pat on the back. And one more knee down for number 5. And raising the football in the air and celebrating with his fans and his Ponte Vedra Beach community and Coach Craig Howard is Timmy Tebow in his last game as a high schooler. They're finishing on top, giving a hug to Ryan Ellis. You see the t-shirt, Ryan Ellis is my hero.
James Bates, you're my hero. Can I get one of those t-shirts?
I think they're sold out.
I can get your red 10 speed, buddy.
I know where you can find a Timmy Tebow is my hero t-shirt. In stores near you. By the time this airs, we'll find out if they're going to be for sale in Alabama or Florida, or maybe even out in Cali. 44-37. What a great state final. What a great finish for Timmy Tebow and those Hawks. We'll be right back. The FHSAA Football Championships on Sun Sports have been brought to you by the United States Marine Corps. Do you have what it takes to be one of the few, the proud? Call 1-800-MARINES or log on at marines.com. Ah, that wave of the white jerseys and the green and Vegas gold. It's not just gold, it's Vegas gold. And the boys from Nease were money today, and with their coach, who's been there now for 3 years and is victorious, taking home a state title for the first time in school history, Craig Howard, is Kim Anthony.
Coach, what does this state title mean for you?
Well, what a memory of a lifetime for our coaches, fans, and players. When they come back to their reunion, years from now, a lot of things will change, and they'll probably be a little heavier and a little balder, but they'll always be state champs. Steffner Armwood is a great program, and they fought back like champions, but the Nease team emerged as champions, and it's a great feeling. I'm so proud of our coaching staff and our senior players and our entire football program. We're just excited, and it's such a great feeling. Florida's a great state for football. We had great seniors led by a great quarterback. But all those seniors and our entire 60-man roster fought their guts out. They are the state champs of Florida.
What's your favorite moment with these players?
Well, we started this season in Birmingham, Alabama on ESPN. We end it with you as state champions of Florida. It's been a great journey, and this is the final chapter of this season. But I'm really proud to be the coach at Nease High School because I've got great boys that have character, strength, and honor, and they fought their tails off to win a state title. It started a long time ago with a dream. Our boys had an unwavering commitment. They took no shortcuts, and they were truly men of character, strength, and honor.
Congratulations, Coach.
Thank you.
Congratulations indeed. Thank you, Kim. Character, strength, and honor. There you see right in the middle of that crew, the Tebows. A big hug for Mrs. Tebow as her son has finished it off here the right way in the championship game. A 7-point victory for their Nease Panthers, and the Ponte Vedra Beach fans of the Nease Panthers are standing on their feet still, happy to take home this state championship. And the man running the show from the quarterback spot for the past 4 years for Nease has been none other than Timmy Tebow. In his last high school game, we saw him here today, and right now he's with Kim.
Timmy, what a way to end your high school career. How emotional was this game for you?
Gosh, it was just so exciting, so emotional. It was our last game, and we were playing for high stakes and state championships. First time, in school history we've ever been here, and we're just so excited. And we've worked so hard all year and bonded as a team, and we're just really thankful we had the opportunity to be here. And Armwood's a great team, and it was quite a game. And we kept making silly turnovers, and they got right back in it. They played with a lot of heart, and so it was a very big win for us.
Now, how is your relationship with your team?
With the team?
With your team, yes.
Oh, it's wonderful. We're like brothers, and we love one another, and we're really willing to come out here and lay it on the line for one another.
All right, thanks, Tim. Congratulations.
Appreciate it.
Well, thank you, Kim. She's been laying it on the line for us all weekend here at the state championships, and doing it for a long time for those Panthers has been Timmy Tebow, our State Farm player of the game, Brady.
And how about this for balance from Timmy Tebow today? 27 rushes, 153 yards, 18 of 27 passes, 237 yards, 4 touchdowns, and really showed the complete package in the state title game. It needed every one of those 54 touches in the second half and throughout the game to get the victory. Of course, using his legs there, and then, of course, Batesy using his legs right here. This was the game clincher, really putting Nease out in front by 14, getting it down into the scoring zone, the 70-yard run for Tim Tebow.
70-yard gallop, 2 touchdown runs, 4 touchdown passes, 3 of those going to his favorite receiver, also a senior, Ryan Ellis, who will be on his way and play on Saturdays. We'll be back to wrap it up. So after 2 years of dominance in Class 4A, there's a new sheriff in town. The Nease Panthers are victorious here in this Class 4A state championship game in 2005, and they were led by the gunslinger that everybody's heard about. And He came to play today, Brady. Timmy Tebow.
He really did, and it's going to be fun watching him wherever he ends up in college on Saturdays. And Nease can be proud they earned the state championship by knocking out the defending state champion. Over 800 yards total offense combined. Plenty of fireworks today in Dolphin Stadium. Everything is advertised. Terrific game today and a great championship for Craig Howard.
Great championship indeed, and a great jolt for this program. A program that was once everybody's favorite homecoming. That's gone from 50 to 60 kids in the program 3 years ago to 165 strong. And you can't get much stronger than a 4A state title over two-time defending state champion, Armwood. Congratulations, Nease Panthers and Craig Howard. Well, I hope you enjoyed this one. We sure enjoyed bringing it to you. For Bill Moore Jr., our director, Major Dewey Howe, our producer, my right-hand man, Brady Ackerman, and Kim Anthony down on the sidelines all day long, I'm James Bates. This has been a special presentation of Sun Sports. Thank you so much for joining us.